Dude, have they ever done a Shrek anime or like Shrek OVA?
I've seen like the SpongeBob like anime openings.
Oh, imagine the Attack on Titan opening, but like for Shrek. Sorry, Jared.
But for Shrek
Shrek.
I mean, Shrek already had some freaking iconic scenes.
Oh, absolutely.
Shrek 2
I Need
also
a Hero.
very iconic.
The sacrifice of
Donkey?
Big Gingerbread Man. Yeah.
Oh, Big Gingerbread Man.
yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Oh boy. Keifer, welcome to the show. We're not starting the show yet. I'm just saying welcome to the show, man.
Oh,
It's
just me. It's just me, not four other
Chocolate! What it do, everybody? My name's Aaron. Guns don't kill people. I kill people with guns. And you're listening to Superpod Saga. Welcome back to Superpod Saga, everybody. The greatest collaboration of all time. Unfortunately, one half of that collaboration, Gerry, can't make it to this one. Number one, because he doesn't know anything about Pokemon, nor does he give a shit. Number two, he's working on some awesome anti-Game of the Year stuff for Super Ghost Radio. But in his stead, we've got one of his pals. We've got Beth with us. Hello, Beth.
Hello. I was sent on a mission here to... Gerry's gave me no direction. So actually, I don't know what. And confession, I actually never played Emerald. But I've played all the other stuff around it. So including, both Ruby and Sapphire and Oris. And I've watched a lot of speed runs of Emerald and a lot of ROM hacks of Emerald. But so I got that information.
That's good. As long as you've played Ruby and Sapphire or Oris for that matter, we'll fill you in on the rest here. But yeah, so we're talking about Pokemon Emerald today. First, let's introduce the guests. Beth, we've already introduced you. Go ahead and plug your show or anything else that you do. Go right on ahead.
Yeah, I just do Super Ghost Radio with Gerry and our other friend Greg, where we kind of just yap at each other about what we've been doing, usually involving video games. But it's a stupid time, and if you want to have a silly, stupid time, go listen to us over there. Awesome. I don't know. We're on. Gerry knows all the stuff we're on, but I know that you can find us on most places where Spotify, where you get your Spotify's, your Apple Music.
Your Spotify.
I don't know.
Your Spotify, your Apple Music.
We're not on YouTube yet, but we're trying.
I appreciate the Italian accent too. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Up next, we've got a brand new face to the show. Hello, Keifer.
Hi, I'm Keifer. I'm the host of Select and Start, a video game podcast where I interview guests about their most meaningful and memorable video game experiences. I have played Pokemon Emerald before. I actually covered Pokemon Emerald on like my 12th episode of the show. I did with my best friend and roommate and the artist for the show, Avery Robin Ott. So we talked about Pokemon Emerald at length, so I'm very well equipped to talk about all things Pokemon, specifically Emerald, in this episode. You can listen to Select and Start wherever you like to listen to your podcasts, streaming service, and physical location. If you want to listen to them in the shower, that's your prerogative. But as long as you're doing it in one of the approved streaming services where you can listen to podcasts, that's perfectly fine. But yeah, that's Select and Start, the podcast about meaningful and memorable video games.
I only listen to my podcast in the shower. So
please,
that's a good shout. I'm glad you shouted that out for me.
Please make sure you're putting your phone in a Ziploc bag before you go listen to it in the shower. Otherwise, it will corrode your charger port. I swear to God.
That sounded a little personal, Aaron.
Yeah, someone knows.
Yeah. Our 12-year-old brings his phone with him in the bathroom when he takes a shower all the time, and like I don't want to pay for another phone, dude.
Yeah.
Totally fair.
And next up we have Jared from Play Along Podcast. Hello.
Hey man, thanks for having me on for more Pokemon stuff. It seems that's the Pokemon, the new Pokemon. It seems to be that's why I come on here, which I am happy to because I love Pokemon and Emerald too. Emerald's probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite Pokemon game. So I love this, and I mean, the trumpets. We'll probably talk about trumpets eventually, but the music is so damn good in this game. It's great. But yeah, I'm one of the hosts on Play Along Podcast, the podcast where we play through games in kind of a book club format. What we do is myself and my 3 other co-hosts will take turns picking a game. We then break the game down into sections and come together every other week to talk about those sections specifically. So we spend about a month or two breaking that down a game, talking about all its very specific parts and minute details. If you like Pokemon stuff, at the beginning of this year, we did a Pokemon Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire Nuzlocke, a randomized Nuzlocke. So we randomized the game and did a Nuzlocke on it, which is like a challenge run of the Pokemon games, which was a ton of fun. But we do everything from like retro titles to brand new releases. Myself and my other 2 co-hosts all have a very wide range of games that we like. So we cover a wide variety of things too. But yeah.
Nice. And I'll have you know, we brought you on for the Wii U, so it wasn't all Pokemon. Thank you very much.
Oh, that's right. You're right. Nintendo adjacent.
Oh, there we go.
Too. I'm the resident Nintendo guy on my podcast. So,
the Nintendo guy. Okay.
The Nintendo guy. That's me.
Poké Tournament was on the Wii U. I mean, come on.
Oh,
there you go. There was one Pokemon game on there.
Can't forget the most important.
Hey, Poké Tournament was good though.
I did like Pokémon Tournament. Pokémon Tournament was fun,
especially when they brought especially when they brought it to Switch with the cool DLC characters like Blastoise, where you can go into the shell and then just spin like a Beyblade at people. It's pretty cool.
That man's model is wild. He is posted up in that game. He is so tall. He has the best posture. It's insane.
Hell yeah!
Speaking of Pokemon.
Speaking of, before we get to the Pokemon, though, we have to ask our guests a little question, get to know them all a little better. So, I don't know if you've answered this yet, Beth, or not, but for all of you, though, what's your favorite video game memory? Anybody can start.
Damn.
I had an answer, but I remembered something else as soon as you asked this question. I've been to the Nintendo store in New York.
Ooh.
That was really cool. I actually got to go there in person. It was like a lifelong. I wanted to go there as a kid, as like when I was on Pokemon.com and it was still called the Pokemon Center. I was like, I have to go to this place. It was like a big dream of mine to go there. And I went there in 2019 because I was in New York to go see the Strokes for a New Year's Eve show at Barclays.
Nice.
That's cool.
So like I was killing time during the day. I was like, oh shit, we're in Manhattan. I know it's in Manhattan. And we found the Nintendo World Store and they have the Gulf War Game Boy, if y'all know about that. It's still in there, turned on.
Gulf War game. Okay, yeah.
Like the Gulf War? Okay.
Yeah, like the Game Boy that was survived a bombing during the Gulf War.
That's right.
Like it's completely like melted entirely on the front, but like you can still put batteries in it, and they have like a charger attached to it, so it can always turn on to confirm that like basically Nintendo products are invincible, and that shit can still run Tetris.
That's fair.
They need to put that in their marketing somewhere because that would sell.
Yeah. No. It's invincible, and that shit ruled, and it was just it was cool. I got to fulfill a lifelong dream a few years ago, and that was really nice.
Oh, I have not been, but I feel like I need to like have a separate budget wherever I travel to for the Nintendo store, because I would just go crazy at that store. Yeah, that's hard. I guess for me, one of the ones I love, because they don't do this anymore, on top of Pokemon, I love Legend of Zelda. Zelda is probably a franchise that's very near and dear to my heart. And I got to go to the Zelda Symphony right before they stopped doing that. And being able to see, like, they have a big projector on the screen in the orchestra hall. And so they'll show gameplay of the games as they're playing them, but it's really cool to hear a lot of that beautiful music played in real time. And it's just a room full of like Zelda nerds. It was hilarious because we were on the top and I looked down, and this was before the eShops and everything were shut down, but everyone had their 3DSs open and they were like doing Street Pass and everything. And it was just such a cool moment that like we don't get anymore, like Street Pass and all that. So that was fun. That's one that it was really memorable for me.
Fuck, bring it back, man. I want Street Pass back.
I know. Doing the Switch is in people's pockets and bags anyways. Like bring Street Pass back.
No,
well, maybe not pockets, but
the little puzzle collection thing was
fun.
I would go to I live somewhere really small, so there wasn't a lot of Street Pass, but like when I went to like the big city, which is just St. John's, Newfoundland, very also still small, then I'd go to the mall just to, like stand around the food court so I could get
just standing there like
I would literally
Street Pass,
please. Street Pass, please. Street Pass.
Spare play coins. I need a puzzle to complete.
I need a puzzle to complete.
I need coins for the fucking, what is it called? The badge arcade. Please.
Yeah, and
Oh,
also I love doing that boss rush thing or whatever.
Mhm.
There was like, anyways, I liked all of this.
Yeah, so it was cool seeing all of that and seeing the, like, again, not only the music but just like people on their DSs and Street Pass, and that was a very fun memory that I have.
Nice.
Yeah, I can't remember. I can't remember if I've answered this before,
Go
but
for
I
it.
can
You
do
will now.
another specific one. I'll do something a bit Pokemon
There you go.
specific. This because I don't think this was. If I did answer before, it wasn't this. But I remember being obsessed with Pokemon. Like one of my first memories is watching the Pokemon animated TV series. The episode with Magnemite, specifically for whatever reason. And I always spent time at my grandparents' place. So I was like, just wanted play when I found out Pokemon was a game, I was like, oh, what? And
This TV show is a game?
Is a game that can happen? And I would like talk to my grandfather about it all the time. And so we went on a vacation and he got me my Pokemon Game Boy Color, which was my first gaming console, handheld, with Pokemon Blue in it. And I was playing that and I played for years. And then when the Game Boy Advance came out, we were just walking through Walmart and I was like, oh my God, Pop, what is this? There's more? And then there was, and I saw Pokemon Sapphire and I was like, this has to happen.
Please,
like,
Pop.
I was like, Pop, oh my God. And he was like, no, he can't. He was like, no, Elizabeth, I can't do that. It's too expensive. Can't do that. And then I went home and later on, like that night, he had gone back to the store to get me the advanced.
Oh, that's awesome.
Pokemon Sapphire. He had to ask Nan's permission first.
Got it.
Classic grandpa
Once
move.
when he had Nan's
Classic grandpa move.
Once when he had Nan's permission to spend her money, he got it so he could get the credit and he gave it to me. So that's my Pokemon memories with my pop.
Yeah. Those carts were big too, because I feel like they always would draw us in because of them being like the translucent blues and reds and greens with emeralds. So I remember seeing them like in shops and being like, oh, that one's cool because it's a different color.
So obsessed. I was I only played Pokemon for years. I loved it. No.
I kind of wish.
Still do.
I wish they would do that with discs, like make them translucent green or something.
Yeah.
Make them orange, like the Rugrats movie VHS.
The Rugrats movie VHS tapes,
The 90s, like see-through purple.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuck, bring back Atomic Purple, dude. Come on.
Yeah.
Like the only thing I ever see like gimmicks for that anymore is like I collect vinyl and
Yep.
a lot of like multicolored vinyls. There's like a horror vinyl that has like fake blood inside of it that like moves when you like it spins.
Super sick.
That's so
They have like some incredible Imagineers going on over there with vinyl, and I think that we need to do that more physical.
We need to bring them to
That's
the gaming
super sick.
realm and have them and have them over here.
Get me a Wii U.
Limited Run should do stuff like
I want a
that.
translucent Wii U that has like blood in it, and you could just like shake it like an Etch-a-Sketch.
Yeah, re-release the Wii U right now and do
Yeah,
that.
that's why we need
Bring it.
Oh,
We're bringing
man.
it back, everybody.
Or it's one of those ghost face masks as a kid where the blood would
Oh,
pump through
yeah.
it. So you just do that with your Wii U.
Oh my God, my little brother had one of those.
So
Yeah.
stupid.
So dumb.
Speaking of dumb, though. No, I guess that doesn't transition very. Whatever. Super important breaking news. There's only one piece of news today because it's just me. Gerry's dead.
He survived the surgery.
That's true. Yeah, we've done a couple episodes. He's not dead. I'm just goofing. He's fine.
He's still around. He's still kicking.
He's just doing.
Inshallah, he's alive.
He's alive. He's doing well. He's really busy. Anyway, though, so news. CD Romance, the fan translation website that I loved so fucking much. They're no longer posting on that site anymore. No new fan translations, unfortunately, due to all the shit that's going on with ROM websites getting shut down and hit with D's and C's.
So sad.
Or C's and D's. Yeah, my bad. But yeah, you can still go there and download what they have now, and you can still help out the community and make donations and shit like that. That's cool, but no more new translations.
Video game preservation is important.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
That shit's important. A lot of games are just lost because of that.
That's something I talk about a lot in Select and Start. Every episode we talk about, these video games that mean so much to us. And I always have to dedicate a section, how can you play this? And a lot of the time the answer is, legally you can't. But
legally not anymore. Emulation is your only option. And with, like you said, with sites like this going down, a lot of these games are just lost because, like you said, there's no physical way to buy them unless you're paying extreme large amounts of money to buy like original hardware and everything, which is just ridiculous. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. There's no good reason why we can't have, especially with translations of games that were only released in Japan. Like, there's so many really good ones that haven't gotten official translations that we should have the option to just have somebody translate it for. Like, that's the only way we'll ever be able to play Mother 3.
Yeah.
Or what's
and just like that. I imagine that shit's expensive, and people are going out of their way to essentially do it for you. Just like let it go, like let it live.
Come on, Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Nintendo.
I play like the Trails series, and for a really long time, Azure and Zero were not translated into English officially, and so if you wanted to find out, you had to do fan translations, and like thankfully they finally did them, but it's super expensive, and also this is such a long series with such a and it's a small budgeted studio that's doing it, so I'm like constantly living. This slightly dramatic. Constantly living with the fear that I'm not going to get the end conclusion to this 20 video game story because they're just not going to give it to us in English because they run out of money because they spend their money. But it's not super popular, but I love it. It's good, and you need stuff like this if the companies can't really afford it.
They're getting a little bit better at that. Like the Ease series, they've been really good about bringing them at least to PC. Like. I think all except for 5 are on PC. Yeah. And
I love them. They stress me out.
Well, yeah, that's the news. That's it. There's no more news. Nothing else has happened in the world. I'm sure shit has happened with the Game of the Year stuff, or is that later this week? I don't know.
That's Thursday. As of recording.
Shit. Okay, there's probably more news. Anyway, the topic. We're talking about Pokemon Emerald. Pokermans. That's,
Pokermans.
Get a Texas Hold'em Pokemon.
Hold'em Pokemon.
Pokerman.
Yeah, why? They let you play like slots and roulettes, but they won't let you play fucking poker. No, have they ever had blackjack in the Pokemon casinos?
I think it's just slots.
Yeah.
And even now they don't have that anymore.
Yeah, because there's strict laws in certain countries about depictions of gambling in video games.
Yep.
Like they just took all that shit out.
Damn.
In the remakes and everything.
Yeah. It's really fun though. I love gambling.
I want to win a Pince or
I lost my life savings on Porygon, damn it.
Jeez, I just did recently a run of playing through red and blue and yellow over again. Yeah. And just I did yellow and I did a mono normal type run. So I was just only using normal types. And I was like, oh, I'll use Porygon. Almost impossible to get with how much money Porygon is in the game corner. Crazy.
But the music in the game.
The music
corner.
Does slap. The music goes pretty hard.
I like that they changed the name to the game corner instead of the casino.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on down to the game corner.
Come on down to the Porygon Opium Hut. We got games and Porygons. Anyway.
The blackjack and crack den.
The Pokemon blackjack and crack. Oh, shit, man.
Oh, man.
So Pokemon Emerald, right? Released for the Game Boy Advance in 2000. It was the final entry in the third gen.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially just combining bits and bobs of Ruby and Sapphire together in one awesome translucent green cartridge.
Beautiful.
God damn it, it's beautiful. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So let's start with our favorite memories or parts of the game. Who's got cool stuff to talk about the game, or cool stuff about the game to talk about? There we go. Sorry.
I mean, just memories around the game. I remember going on a lot of like road trips with my co-host Kai, and I was just playing so much Pokemon Emerald on like the back seat of the car. Just so much. I'm surprised I didn't get more like car sick just staring at a Game Boy Advance in the back of a car for so long, but just like
Resilient.
Exactly. We were really resilient, but just like so many memories of being in the back of a car and doing road trips and playing through Emerald so many times. It could have been just because like this was like maybe the only Pokemon game that I had at the time. I must have had like Fire Red or Leaf Green or something. I don't know, but I played a lot of Emerald. Emerald was on repeat so many times as a kid when this came out.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, for me, I mean, huge Pokemon kid, grew up with it, watched the anime. I remember my brothers had the first 2 gen games, but Pokemon Sapphire I got on my 7th birthday. And that was like my first Pokemon game of my own. And then, you know, heavily invested after that. I get Fire Red and Leaf Green. I get Ruby later on. And I get Emerald. I think that's on my 10th birthday because it was 2006, but the game came out in 2005 in America. But this was like, you know, I played Ruby, I had played Sapphire, and now I had like a place where I could like collectively like use as like my main den for the rest of this generation, where I could like basically it's like, oh, I can finally press new game on the other ones, and then this can be like
and
what feels like
your main one,
the hub. This is the hub for everything because I love the Hoenn region so much. I mean,
so good.
Obviously like Fire Red and Leaf Green are amazing and wonderful, but there's just like something that's like so specific to the Game Boy Advance with that generation.
Yeah.
Like aesthetic, sonically and everything like that. So I just think like to me that is the Pokemon game because it's the one that I grew up with and like cultivated and built up with like my other games.
Yeah, I did that same thing. It's funny because I actually played Emerald first. I didn't play Ruby and Sapphire until much later.
Red
so it was
and blue?
interesting.
Those are colors, not games.
Gross.
I don't know what those
I played Emerald way before I played Ruby and Sapphire. And so going back and playing Ruby and Sapphire was interesting because I was like, oh my God, I didn't realize how different the narratives are between those games. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. This is wild.
Oh, yeah. And Beth, you haven't played Emerald, so go ahead and, I mean, you can talk about Ruby and Sapphire if you want.
They're essentially the same.
Well, I mean, I could definitely remember like pressing my face up to the glass at like, once again, small town. We only had a Walmart.
I feel that.
Same.
That's where all the games were. And the Walmart thing. Being like, wow, I really would like that Pokemon. Like seeing Rayquaza. But yeah, no, I got too many things that I wanted. And by the time Emerald came out, I had a little brother. So it wasn't so easy to get everything I wanted. But I remember that. And then I guess like in Sapphire, being a little silly kid, I got stuck at the Keifer.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Like
I think I remember for a long time. And I was like, I'm not reading shit. People are like, oh, you know, and this, you know, I'm pretty young at the time, and people are like, Pokemon's where you learn to read. I'm like, I mashed through everything. I didn't read any words that were in Pokemon until I was older and I went back and played. I didn't know people talked in those games. There were just things to get through because I wanted my cute Pokemon. So I definitely remember the Kecleon and being quite annoyed and like, where the fuck am I supposed to go? What am I doing? Just being frustrated. Hoenn is probably one of my least favorite generations, I want to say. I love them all, though.
Aaron's like, oh, no.
I'm one of the, I know.
The treat goes right there.
But
the cover is yours,
on behalf of...
Don't listen, it's okay.
On behalf of Greg, who is not
the elusive
here,
Greg, as
still
I've heard.
Alive.
Yep.
The elusive Greg, who is alive. Gen 3 is his favorite, and Emerald is his favorite. So he very much, when we talk and stuff, he definitely champions the region a lot, and he holds it very dear to him. It's so I want to say that first for him, even though, you know, Gen 2.
Gen 2 is good. Gen 2 is good. That's respectable.
Yeah.
It's, you know, that was like, you know, my thing, but I still was envious as hell. Green with envy. Green with Emerald envy, one might say. Because I did really want Rayquaza, so maybe a bit
Green
of
with Emerald envy. Write that down. No, but I mean, talking about like having Rayquaza on the front of that box is like that sold it for. I imagine a lot of people. I mean, Kyogre and Groudon are cool, but just like big green like dragon snake. Like, come on, how do you beat that?
Yeah.
Wanted it so bad. I was like, this is the cool. Up until that point, I was like, this is the
absolutely.
coolest Pokemon I've ever seen.
As a kid, he reminded me of
life.
Shenron from DBZ.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that fucking sold me. I used to watch Dragon Ball Z. Listeners, DBZ is Dragon Ball Z, so I'm making sure everybody knows.
Gotta make sure the acronyms are out. Also, Shenron is a great name for your Rayquaza if you're gonna name it. So like,
oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
great name.
True.
To your point, Beth, about like people learning how to read with Pokemon. Like I knew how to read at that point. I was in the second grade when I got Sapphire and Sapphire, but I didn't read very well. And the professor in those generations is Birch. And I was a kid reading Pixels on a Game Boy Advance, and I replaced the R with a T.
Oh no!
When I read it out loud.
Yes,
I love it.
And that's when I learned, because I said it very close to my father. I learned that was a bad word that day.
Oh man! And if my child was not only he's playing Emerald, so like you already won in my book, son.
Yep.
And then he's like says Professor Bitch randomly. I'd been like, excuse what?
Keifer, Jimothy James.
I said Professor Birch. Nah, he's that bitch.
He's just like, we're not going to play that right now. There are guests here, and we'll look at that later.
These video games ruin the kids' minds, and the tender
Professor
you're corrupting the children.
Professor, what now? He's Foghorn Leghorn.
Excuse me.
No, I said it.
That's so funny.
Oh my god! But everyone was chill with Jinx for a while. But you know, Professor Bitch is the.
Oh, man.
I didn't write the name.
Yeah, it was me. I'm just playing the game.
Blame Nintendo.
I like Professor Bitch. Though.
I mean, he's being chased around by Zinnia
so
or Poochyena. Come on,
They
let's be honest. Let's be real here.
Yeah, and I think there's like there's like in certain communities there's this effort to like take the word bitch and turn it into like a slay queen type thing, and so like Professor Bitch, like I
with the like
really,
finger snap emoji,
really
like Professor Finger
That was
Snap.
my father's name. Please call
like
me Slay.
Please. Oh my gosh! And thinking about like him in the anime, and if he acted like, that would have been hilarious.
Pick your fucking
Pokemon.
There you go.
Like get it right. Oh yeah.
Pick your
Which one would
fucking
you like?
starter.
There's
Queen.
Nido Queen. Yes. Oh my
He's got
love
the fucking I need to see your manager
my
hairdo.
God.
Or Nido Queen has the need to see your manager hairdo.
Yeah.
The fuck. I have so many memories of just staying at home either on snow days, or I would like trick my mom into letting me stay home from school by telling her my little brother threw up, and I would just play Pokemon Emerald all day.
Nice.
I'd be like, guess Jeremy threw up. I mean, you're already at work, so like I could stay home from school and take care of him. And she'd be
I was like, Aaron is so responsible, man. He's just such a good kid.
leave it to dependable Aaron. I don't know. Yeah, so I did that all the time, and I'd constantly restart it. Once I got completely bored of it, I'd restart it and just start a whole new playthrough, give my Pokemon like new names, try a different party, use ones I didn't use before, like Masquerain, who's actually really fucking cool.
Oh, Masquerain's great. Intimidate?
Yeah, Intimidate.
That's crazy.
On a bug type?
On a bug? I was like the opposite. I was like Keifer, where I was like, I had my save, and I was like, I don't want to like touch this. Like, this is like sacred. I can't like start a new game. I just guess I'm just play through the Battle Frontier again. Like, I can't do this.
Oh, and when I finally discovered Action Replay, that shit was pretty sweet with Emerald.
I remember the Action Replay. I did a lot of Action Replay with like the DS games, but it was so fun,
dude.
Yeah.
In Emerald, if you complete the whole Pokedex, the Professor Bitch gave you a Gen 2 starter. Yeah, Gen 2 starter, which being Chikorita, Cyndaquil, and Totodile. But I was like, dude, fuck that noise, because there's so many legendaries I couldn't get because I live in rural ass Iowa. I can't go to fucking New York City and get a Jirachi. Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh man, I remember when I figured out the walk through walls like thing for the first time. Oh, magical!
I never fucked with that. That sounds cool though.
Yeah, it was wild.
Emerald. I mean, I think was it Emerald or was it I think Emerald like introduced a feature where you could actually like rebattle the gym leaders and stuff too. So like you didn't really have a reason to start that save all over again. Like they had that on your Pokénav.
Especially Emerald had a lot of like post game content. So it was just I never really had a big reason for it. And like I said, when I had my like go getters, my team, that's just like what I ran with. And I was like, these are the homies, and this is just like I don't want to restart.
Oh yeah. Didn't you just like call them up on your cell phone or whatever? And you were like, "Hey, yo, bitch."
You want to die tonight?
Where do you want to die?
You want to see a dead body? Your house later today.
You want to become a dead body?
Me, you, I have partner.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yes. Those are our favorite memories. Fighting behind the Denny's, a Poke Denny's.
Calling up Roxanne, like, guess what? Water gun.
God, Roxanne was such
pocket sand.
Poor Roxanne.
I'm coming back for you. Girl, I
got a level 70 Rayquaza.
That nose pass has no chance.
You're
extreme
screwed.
That nose pass can't evolve in this game.
Oh man,
I'm gonna break his fucking nose. Then what does it have? Nothing. It's just pass.
It's just pass.
It's just pass.
I wanted to talk about some of the little improvements that Gen 3 brought along. That's kind of what really made me love Gen 3. First of all, of course, the new region, the new Pokemon, Pokeballs, and berries, and new moves, because there was a lot of cool new moves it brought.
So many,
new Pokeballs, like I think it was the netball that came along here, and the dive ball, because this is where you could finally dive underwater. And
was this love ball too?
Yeah,
I like
that
that one as a girl.
The quick balls in this game, right? Do we have quick balls yet? Or is that next gen?
I don't
remember using the hell out of them in the next gen, but maybe they're in. Let's. Jamie, can you look that up?
You for sure get a Premier Ball.
It's introduced in Generation 4, the quick ball.
Damn. Oh, yeah, that's kind of what I thought. I love the quick ball. Quick ball's great.
Quick ball
cool
rules.
Design, cool ball.
Yeah.
What about the Premier Ball though? What piece of shit that was. You want 10 Master Balls? Okay, here's a free Premier Ball. No, I don't want that. But it's free.
It's like a shiny Pokeball. It was cool. It's like, whoa, look at this white and red Pokeball instead of, I guess the original one's also white and red.
I feel like the longest time I actually
yeah.
No.
Like I was
it's god awful.
So I was like convinced. I was like, this has to be like slightly better odds.
Memory unlocked. I remember trying to always catch the legendaries with shitty dumb Pokeballs. Like I caught Kyogre in a Premier Ball. Yeah.
That's the joke ball.
Take that, God.
It looked good in a Premier
You said
ball.
joke ball. You caught up with a joke ball.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the joke ball, yeah.
Your points reward system. Scam.
No.
It's a scam! Oh my gosh, it makes more sense.
What are you talking about? What?
Yeah.
I'm having a whole other... Wow. Most points reward systems are not like the return you get on it is very it's scammy. It's if you look into it, it's very scammy. So the Premier Ball being something that you get for spending certain amounts of money, and it's not actually any different than a Pokeball. It's a scam. It's the points reward system. It looks different, like better. But
like you smoke like 600 packs of cigarettes, you get a T-shirt or something like
that. Get a free cooler.
Yeah.
Boy, my lungs are completely solid, but dude, this cooler can store so many fucking sodas.
Yeah.
Oh boy, but double battles though, those are pretty fucking sweet. Finally got double battles, and then 3rd gen, we got abilities, shit like droughts. What's the rainy day one?
Drizzle. Yeah.
Oh, Drizzle.
Intimidate.
Yeah. I mean, this was huge. Like some of these things, I mean, other generations introduce, battle mechanics and gimmicks that get left behind, but things like double battles and abilities are still like really hard mainstays in the modern Pokemon to like, into the competitive with obviously abilities being huge on Pokemon and doubles being a complete format and competitive as well too. Crazy that it was like introduced here.
Yeah.
Yeah. As a huge fan of the VGC, I've been watching like every regionals for the past couple of years now. When I was reading through the doc notes and saw like that, you said that like double battles, this was this generation and abilities. I was like, oh
game
my
changer,
God.
Literal
like,
game changer.
Holy shit.
Was this?
Oh, so good. I want to low key after the Indigo Disc DLC. I know I keep slightly bringing up other Pokemon games, but after the Indigo Disc DLC, please give me a double battle
it's
Pokemon
so
game.
good.
Like, I want a
All
full
doubles?
double battle. Like,
Well,
straight
with
up,
the
all
caveat
double
of it
battle.
actually
Like,
being like
Pokemon
Yeah, I was about to
Colosseum.
say,
true.
It's all
The
doubles.
Colosseum and
all
XD
doubles.
Gale of Darkness were all doubles. Oops, all doubles.
All doubles,
Yeah.
baby.
I love that.
With the
I
caveat
was
of
obsessed
being
with
actual
those
like,
too.
because those battles in Indigo Disc are hard. Like they have like competitive teams.
They're
So like,
good,
give me a
they're
double battle
hard.
game and make it
Mhm.
difficult. That's what I want.
Agreed. Man, you show up and Lacey's got the extra
Oh,
drill,
gosh.
like strats. Like, what do you mean the plus? I was like, I didn't even know plus
Yeah.
1
Yeah.
do things.
Yeah.
I thought you were a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was like, this is interesting. Yeah, I truly double battles are just I love them. I'm glad this existed.
And-
Good job.
Wasn't this
Gen
the
3.
first gen where you could run? Because I don't remember that
Yeah.
being in Gold and Silver.
It was.
I think I like run from battles. I was like, I think that's always been there.
No.
But yeah, like running shoes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, because that's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, like
Game
the
changer.
jump from like a device that was basically a calculator into the Game Boy Advance
Yeah.
that was basically a handheld Super Nintendo. That
Well-
added a lot.
And that's
Yeah.
the biggest thing too. Like
True.
Gen 1 to Gen 2, sure, but like the gap between silver, like gold, silver, crystal to emerald, I feel like that jump is so significant in just like mechanics and visuals and content. Like there's so much difference between those two games. It's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, yeah.
Mm.
Oh, and the different bikes, like the Mach bike
Yeah.
and the Acro bike, that was really
Yeah.
cool. I only ever used the Acro bike though, because the Mach bike was just like, I only go one speed, dumb, and then yeah.
Yeah, you think I
But
can
even
see-
like
no
like
way.
restricting
Every
traversal
wall.
to some areas depending on the bike, like that's cool.
Mhm.
Like that's such a
Yeah.
cool mechanic.
Yeah, it was kind of a pain in the ass. You have to go all the way back to. I
Yeah.
think it was like just the one store to switch, right?
Mhm. The one in Mauville.
I guess-
True.
I guess, yeah.
They did it better
Oh, yeah.
in Oris.
Mhm.
They fixed that problem. Love Oris. I played like 700 hours of Oris. I was like,
Yes.
they're
God.
Yes,
cheating
that's
in
so
Oris.
awesome.
700. Holy shit!
Yeah, it was. So the
Yeah.
Mach bike change. You want to talk about like not just how Emerald, like you want like this generation being a bit of
Mhm.
like a game changer and stuff. Introducing the flutes even in Oris to like have that
Yeah.
overworld traversal and like start kind of incorporating those aspects of like even what we do in modern, like the current Pokemon games and stuff. Very good generation for like quality
yeah.
of life.
Incredible.
updates.
Yeah,
Incredible.
between
Across
Emerald
the
and
board.
Oris, like both of those in
Yeah.
general, like huge
Yeah.
quality of life improvements for both
Great
of those
ideas.
games.
Yeah.
Mhm. Big jumps. They're great games for that.
Dude, another really awesome one was how they changed the Pokemon storage system.
Oh gosh,
'Cause,
so
like-
talk about quality of life. Jesus
Oh
Christ.
yeah, the bag system too.
It's-
Like your bags having like its own little sections and
Yeah.
categories, and like you didn't, and you had unlimited space, and
Yep.
yeah,
And there's like little
Mhm.
pictures showing you like what each item
God
was.
bless.
That's so cool. Yeah. The Pokemon storage system, like in previous generations, it was pretty much just all text based. Like you had little different icons for certain types of Pokemon, but still like shit was very heavily abbreviated.
Yeah.
In third gen, you had each Pokemon's individual sprite that you could see in your box, and
Well, and so much more
Deposit,
storage too.
withdraw.
Like I can't tell you how many times I remember like
Yep.
Silver and Crystal big. Oh, your box is full. Sorry, gotta get rid of someone.
Yeah.
fuck that.
Poor guy.
Oh yeah, and the different backgrounds during battles too. That
Ooh,
was
yeah,
also introduced in
like the
third
environments
gen.
and everything.
mm-hmm.
Grass. You have if you're on the sea, you can see the water, the deserts, all that shit. Even the all the ashy grass in
Oh.
I forget what town that
it's
was.
Like Fall Arbor or Fall Arbor,
Fall
yeah.
Arbor, yeah.
Fall Arbor.
A lot of water because
Yeah.
obviously this generation is the notorious IGN review, the 7.8 too much water. That was this
too much
generation,
water.
which I mean, there is a lot of water in environments, but also like Pokemon too. This generation is the one that is severely lacking with fire types. There's like what 2 to 3
Mhm.
different lines of fire types you can use, and that's it.
Yeah. Hope you like Slugma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Slugma,
Oh, my
Macargo,
fuck, I forgot about all the
Torkoal.
Slugmas.
That's it.
Yeah.
I was a
And-
Torchic person, so like that problem never
Oh.
fully registered with me.
Yep.
Because like I always had Blaziken, so I was just double kicking and overheating
Yeah.
my way through most of the game.
Absolutely.
Oh, overheat.
Overheat. What?
That was an awesome move for that generation, man.
That's a good thing. What was our starters that we all decided that we went with in the beginning here?
Trico, every time. Trico. Every time.
I was a Mudkip. I was a Mudkip guy. I love myself some Mudkip.
Despite the Trico on my shoulder here, I was actually on the Torchic Blaziken evolution thing all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always pick the fire types to start as my first playthrough, and then when I buy the second fucking thing, because I always do, then I kind of go with something else. But definitely Trico. So, or not Trico, sorry, Torchic. So I also had the same.
Like, what are you talking about? Fire? Like I'm chilling.
I have the best fire type basically ever. But
yeah, no, exactly.
Like, Beth, I'm with you. Like I did fire types all the way up until X and Y, and I was like, Greninja's kind of cool. I think I want him this time.
Dang, that's a shame because Delphox is so cool too. Like Fire Psychic is such a cool typing.
Yeah.
My heart did break when that Fox stood up.
Yeah.
But I Greninja is super
Greninja
cool.
is cool.
I did X first and then Y, and I did Fennekin and then Froakie. Yeah.
I will say too that this was probably my first generation where I played where I didn't have a clear decision of what I wanted. Like all three of these were great. Like Swampert, Blaziken, Sceptile, and my mind playing this for the first time, they're all fantastic. Like these are all, I didn't know what to choose. I ultimately leaned Mudkip, and now Swampert's like one of my favorite Pokemon. Love that guy.
They're all incredible.
But they're all great. Yeah, great Pokemon.
It's still kind of weird to me that we never got a dual type on Sceptile. Like the other two have dual types with Sceptiles, just
he got his Mega. He got Dragon with his Mega. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
3 gens later, man. 3 gens too late.
3 gens too late.
Grovyle is the coolest mid-evolution.
God damn it.
Oh, Grovile's great. I think Explorers of Sky also helped me fall in love with Grovyle too. Mystery Dungeon.
That's right.
And Leaf Blade is just such a cool fucking move, man.
Yeah.
Leaf Blade's super cool.
Yeah, between that and the anime, Grovyle just had everything going for him. His design's great. He's cool. He's in the anime. He's in other games. Yeah, Grovile's probably the best middle stage out there.
Mm-hmm.
I really it was one of those things that it's I love Quilava, but Grovile's just the best one. Why it's the only one where it's when it evolves, I'm like, can I go back?
Can I just have a really strong Grovyle?
Yeah, why's he got a pine tree on his butt? I don't want that.
I'm like, I don't like Christmas that much. Calm down.
I don't like Christmas that much.
He was like the Christmas tree.
Yeah. And how do you think I feel when I got Marshtomp and I was like, oh, I can't. I guess so. I guess I'll pick him.
Yeah. He's a weirdo.
Yeah. He's one of those. He's one of those weird middle evolutions up there.
Oh my god, him and Drizzly, the middle evolution for Sobble,
or even what's Scarvy's Quaxwell.
Oh yeah,
yeah. So bad.
Puberty's hard on all of us.
I'm struggling to remember any.
What's up with the water types and their middle evolution just being bad?
Oh yeah, Piplup's middle evolution's horrifying.
Yeah, are they all? I'm trying to think of. I guess Duat. Duat's fine.
The one for Sobble was cool though. He's like a Hot Topic manager.
That's
awesome.
Drizzle, his name is Drizzle or something.
The Drizzler.
The Drizzler.
I don't know.
It just looks like he works at a Hot Topic. Can I take your order? No, people don't take orders at Hot Topic.
Can I take your order?
Stoned out of his mind, at Hot Topic, welcome to Friendlies.
Welcome to Friendlies.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
God damn it. So Pokemon contest. Pokeblock making.
Yes, yeah.
That was another welcome to Friendlies. Holy shit.
Yeah,
somebody else take it away with the Pokemon contest. I didn't do
I also didn't do a lot of contests. I think I did more of it here than in Oris. I think Oris I just completely ignored, although they try to really shoehorn it into the narrative in Oris, but
yeah.
I mean, Pokemon contests were a kind of cool addition to try to create something different from battle, something a little more interesting that you can throw in and have
fucking talent show.
Yeah, a talent show for your a beauty pageant for your Pokemon, I guess, which was interesting.
I felt I don't know if this is true or not because I obviously don't know analytics and marketing for Japan and Pokemon in the early 2000s. But it sort of also felt a bit oh, here's what girls will like. And it I don't know, man, your game has Eevee. I already like it.
Yeah. Eevee's right there.
Eevee's already pretty.
Eevee's already pretty, and the music is good, and there's all these cute creatures. So it's like I felt like it was very much like thrown in there, and then with the anime just being like, oh, that's what May does.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's
And
right.
then, yeah, and then in the fourth, and that's what Dawn does. So it's like I personally never was like, oh yeah, wow, they finally put something in a Pokemon game for me. Like that's, you know, they added like the option of be like a girl in Gen 2 with Crystal, and I was done. I was good.
Like, I'm good.
Thank you.
That's all I need. Yeah, it probably came from, because obviously I think like the anime and the games, a lot of that's being developed around the same time as they're building ideas and everything. So, you know, introducing May and have her be like, well, she's not going to be a gym leader like Misty. What if she wasn't a trainer? What if she did something different? And like try to create something different around that. That probably is why contests were around here. Is really just to kind of coincide with the anime and be like, oh, that girl's doing that thing. That thing needs to be in the game too.
That her anime rival in the contest being like just a gay guy who dresses like a cacturn too. Like,
what was his name? He was the one dressed like a cacturn. Dude, he was so cool.
James.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He was just they just hated her for no reason and kept showing up. It'd be like a whole arc, and it's like, guess we're doing 5 episodes of this.
This is the contest arc of the anime here. Strap in, folks.
But
I feel like they definitely tried more to make the contests in the anime at least interesting with Dawn, but with May, I feel like they really just were like not putting in.
Well, I think the problem
song, though.
Correct me if I'm wrong. There was no battles in the contest in the games, right? It was just the like use your move, and the judges would judge your move, and then you go at the end.
And each move had a certain like rating to it for Pokemon contests. It was dumb.
But even in the anime, like they did that part where they rated, and then they would battle afterward. They would have a full Pokemon battle afterward, where not only are you battling someone, but like your moves also had to display like a type of elegance while you're battling too, and that would have been cool to introduce in the game.
Yeah, give me the dopamine hit of like. That would have been. I just registered what you said. Absolutely, this idea of like having to do the contest in a way that you have your little mini game, whatever, but you also then have to make sure that your Pokemon moves are matching. Like you're like, okay, what's the best composition I can do to go against my opponent? But also, how can I hit? But how can I make it hit the requirements? That would actually be something like worth exploring, because there's more to it than the little mini game aspect that I thought was very like
make my Ludicolo lip sync for his life.
Yes, Ludicolo
for his life.
But
he does it. He'll do it.
He's doing the entirety of Cotton Eye Joe.
But like the Pokemon contests were like so like they were in there, and I remember because like I love these games so much, and I wanted to do everything about it. I tried to engage with them in earnest. I remember like I don't remember if it was like my aunt or something, but like somebody was like watching me play, and they were like asking me like, "What are you doing?" And like I just like was like, I don't really know.
I don't. I'm not entirely sure.
I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, literally, it's like I couldn't tell you.
Especially because it was like categories like coolness and beauty, and you're like, I don't really understand this.
And that's what the fucking
giving me stars. So
I was like, all right, Blaziken, let's double kick our way through this one.
Blaze kick.
Which I don't think I ever touched the Pokeblock mechanic. I don't think I ever like dove into that.
It was so stupid. You just put different combinations of berries into a blender and mash A and B, and then it shits out a block, and it's like, haha, this one is spicy, so they're cool, or like this one's sweet, so they're cute. I don't know.
Yeah,
Melodic is cool, but like I love Melodic. Not worth the Pokeblock thing crap.
I'll say this,
painful.
But like that as much like shit that Gen 4 gets for like is considered like to be on like the lower end of things. They do the stuff where it's like what is it, the Puffins or like
the Puffins,
the Puffins, like that stuff's way better.
Yes,
and the Pokemon contests are way better in Gen 4 too. Like they
that's what I was
figured
gonna say. Is I did a lot of that in Gen 4, and even like the Puffins and everything like that, or the Puffins. I did a lot of that. I can see it in my mind, the little like mini game where you're like mixing them around. Not Puffins, not like the birds, but like the Puffins.
All you
you're not mixing up birds.
I love the Puffins.
No Puffins mixing up. Do we have a Puffin Pokemon?
Please.
I'm gonna Google it.
I don't think so.
I don't. So
no,
like my home province, Newfoundland, has like Puffins off the the shores and stuff like
That's
that.
so
And
cool.
they during August, during like when all the babies are there, they get confused and fly into towns. And so there are like puffin protection squads that go out and catch baby puffins to release them and stuff.
That's adorable.
So I really love puffins.
Give us a Gen 10. Give us a puffin Pokemon. I know we're going to be in like we're going to be in Kalos, we're going to be in France, but I want a puffin Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to.
Star Wars got the puffins before Pokemon. What the hell?
What the hell, man? Come on, Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Where's my puffins,
like
Nintendo?
So many birds.
We do have a lot of birds.
Where's my puffins, Nintendo? Oh, okay, that's enough. So the next big thing was the weather system, because you can have it wasn't dynamic. It would like certain areas had rain and certain areas had like
sandstorm and
the deserts had sandstorm. There was that one town again with all the ash that would just fall, and you can get covered in ash and then go into the fucking hot spring and wash it off.
Yeah,
with
so
all
cool.
the old people.
Yeah, and that would also affect battles too. Like if it was raining in an area, start a battle. It's raining in the battle, and it powers up water type moves, all that stuff, and that was really cool.
Yeah, just as we're like breaking this down, I mean, I've played this game so much and Pokemon so much, but I kind of take for granted like how much was introduced in this game, and it just kind of all worked. Like this system too, like adding abilities and adding abilities. Like actually, I don't know if Swift Swim was introduced here, but just like abilities that can be affected by weather or kick up the weather, and hail that does damage, and sun that powers up fire type moves. Like all of this is such like wildly intricate mechanics that were introduced here that we just like, oh, just normal now, right? You set up the sun, you have a fire team, you set up the rain with drizzle, with Pelipper, things like that.
And such like I cannot emphasize love VGC, and I love when they get weather wars on the go, and like they're really prevalent. And like right now, because of Pelipper and like the lower like tier, like the Reg H stuff, Torkoal and Pelipper actually are so relevant right
Gen
now.
3
boys. Being able to change weather as well is important. I remember in Sword and Shield, I tried running a rain team for a while because I love my Pelipper. I love Raichu with Thunder 100% in the rain. It's so crazy. It's so fun.
And 100% accurate Hurricanes.
Yes,
Hurricanes.
I forgot about that.
So good. Chance to confuse.
Yeah.
There's so many good mechanics. I love the weather one.
Yeah.
I think obviously I think hail was the worst, and they've definitely, in my opinion, fixed a lot of the problems with that status condition with snow. But everything else, like sand, rain, and the sun, haven't changed really since inception. And because they work, they just work.
Was it in here where they don't run out? Right? Was it? Yeah. That was the only difference. Is now they have a turn. I think it's like 5 turns or so, depending on like your item, of course. But I think here, once you set up the sun or set up the rain, it's here until it's gone.
Yeah, it wasn't until.
I remember that. Like anytime like sunny day happened, like because I was a kid, I didn't understand like the meta of everything. It's just that kind of thing. It's like okay, whatever. And then like you fight Groudon, and he's like solar beam without having to charge it. Like whoa,
excuse me. You're like, that's fine. I'll just hydro pump you. This does 120 damage. You're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Why isn't this not doing a lot?
I would say it took me a really long time to realize, like, as a kid, that I knew that it powered up the water. Like, rain powers up the water. I think it took me a really long time to realize that it, like, powered down
fire.
Yeah. Like, I didn't realize that aspect. So it's like, you're going in and someone sets up sunny day, or, it's hot, and you go to attack something that you normally would be super effective against, and it's like doesn't do anything. You're like, what though?
Yeah.
Brain?
Like again, just
it's
like
too
how many
hot. I don't want
oh man. It's too hot. How many just like different mechanics were introduced in this game? And like your Game Boy Advance didn't like fry in your hands with all the stuff that was happening in this.
We haven't even gotten to the Emerald specific improvement. We're still on just Gen 3 shit.
Yeah. Exactly.
And it not only like, the Game Boy Advance for its size and like how all of this was able to happen and stuff. I dropped my my white Game Boy Advance in the snow, and I lost it for 4 days. And then I found it after the snow had melted, and it still works this day.
With the Gulf War.
I found mine after the Gulf War, and it still works.
I had my own golf floor.
That's insane, though. For 4 days, it was just in snow.
And I was walking back from school, and I'd pass by, and the black part of just like where the sticker was.
Oh, thank fuck!
It caught my eye, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And like picked it up, and it was like it still worked, and my Pokemon Sapphire version worked. Everything was fine.
That's crazy. Did you guys ever decorate your Game Boy Advance and SPs with Pokemon stickers? Because mine was full of them. I had so many stickers on my SP.
I think I did it one time, and I was like, actually, I changed my mind. I like it more the other way, and I took the sticker.
You're like, I hate this.
It's got the adhesive residue on there now, so there's like hair and shit stuck to it.
It's the sticker now, like paralysis is like the, you're like, no. It's the opposite. You were like, you committed, and then you're like, actually, this is the worst thing.
Yeah.
I hate this.
Like another thing with you're talking about like the weather conditions and like how they affect battle and everything. Like this is like why the first few generations were so cool for like playground talk of like, this weird secret, weird secret, because like you hear things like, like if it's raining, then like thunder will always hit every single time. That sounds like as fake or real as like anything else you hear about any other rumors.
Yeah,
that is so.
Why would
true.
a thing that boosts water effects like let me use thunder a million times against Kyogre?
Yeah, that's true.
A million times. That is so cool, man.
That is so true. I love the like early sense of like playground, like because most people are playing with kids, but like that like community, that like even if it was like you saw someone with like a Game Boy or a Game Boy Advance, and you would just like meet and you'd see the color because they are iconic colors too, and you're just like locked eyes, and you're just like, oh my god,
you're like,
friend,
oh, okay.
new friend. Or
you got a Game Boy, you got
so
Pokemon in that Game Boy. That's right. We got to trade.
Yeah.
Meet you behind the bleachers. We'll trade some Pokemon.
Jesus Christ!
It's
like
so
it's a
good.
drug deal.
Yeah, now it's just like some
Ludicolo.
You got yourself a Ludicolo. I need to trade you.
Hey, brother.
Now you can just get on Discord and like talk to some guy named Youngster Joey who's like hitting dab pins like
you need Ludicolo, son.
Yeah.
That's so funny because to complete the Pokedex, I think either in Sword and Shield and Scarvy, I did that where I was just like went on Discord, I was like, hey, do you guys have Stonejourner? I need to complete my Pokedex.
Stonejourner, that weird little guy.
Damn, man.
Oh, it's so funny.
Yeah, I did that with the Paradox Pokemon in Scarlet
Yeah,
Violet.
that's what it was.
Now just set up like the trader codes or whatever. They'll just be like, hey, this is the one that the whole Reddit community uses to trade these two.
Yep,
back
I did that
and
with
forth
like the starters because gosh, what's his name? He like I forgot the YouTuber's name, but he like set up a whole like I don't know. It's
Austin John.
Yes, Austin John. Austin John plays.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
So he set up like a whole thing where it's like it's a whole list of Pokemon, and it's like, oh, you could trade this for this, and you just put in a code, and you can get that Pokemon, and you'll connect with someone that also wants the opposite that you're trading. So that was really nice in the beginning of that to get those Pokemon too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hell yeah. The last improvement from Gen 3 was a smoother frame rate. Now we get to the improvements specific to Emerald. Probably the first one being that you could catch legendaries from both games in this game. So, yeah.
Yep.
Back in the olden days, you could only catch...
Back in my day, you could only catch Groudon in the Ruby version and Kyogre in the Sapphire. And
that's the laugh I live.
I clutched my pearls. I couldn't catch a Zigzagoon in Ruby version or whatever. I don't remember what
I had to walk uphill both ways to get my Kyogre.
I had to go up the Mirage Tower with the mock bike.
Gosh,
I
I feel like I did that so many times. The Mirage Tower destroyed me.
That tower sucks.
So
the bayonet bit me in the arm.
Professor bitch sent me on my way with nothing to help.
Nothing.
Oh man, yeah. Alongside that, you would fight both Team Magma and Team Aqua, whereas again, each one had their own separate game. Yeah, you also had multi-battles, which were kind of cool, which is basically just a double battle, but instead of like you sending out two Pokemon, it'd be you send out one and fucking Wally throws out a Ralts or something dumb that only does Growl. So that's cool.
Fingers crossed for when the enemy AI targets
him instead.
Them instead.
Taking one for the team, Wally.
Yes.
Good job.
Thanks a bunch, Wall.
Yeah. How did you guys feel about Team Aqua and Team Magma in this generation, because obviously this is first like no Rocket, right? We've had 2 generations of Team Rocket, and now we have these 2 that are just wanting to, I guess, flood the world and make more land. I guess that's their.
It made no sense.
I guess that's their objective.
They're like eco-terrorists that like worship one or the other god, and like their thing is like Pokemon need more ground to run around on, and then Team Aqua's like actually they need more.
Actually,
melt the ice caps.
They're like so bad eco-terrorists because it's like ruin the world.
Exactly. Like, wait a minute, isn't that the opposite of what you're supposed to do? Hold on.
They need to play Final Fantasy VII. It's like you got to go after the industry. Don't go after the environment.
Yeah, it's not going to help. Oh my god. I think Team Aqua and Magma were a little bit not that great as like a team. I always got confused by the concept of them. Also, I did see the whole. I heard that I had friends that had emeralds, and so I've seen some aspects of it, and it was like, well, how does Team Magma think they're going to win this one? There's a tiny ground space.
Yeah.
Land, I guess.
Like this little tiny island that he
Groudon's not winning that fight.
Groudon can't win. He's in the middle of the ocean. He's fire ground.
One false move and he's drowning to death.
Groudon is he's not winning that fight. There's no shot.
I just feel like it was so ill-conceived on their
They're
part.
like those gamblers that are like, listen, our team fucking sucks, but if they win, I'm hitting it big, baby.
I'm hitting big. I also think it's funny.
All the odds are against me.
I think it's funny having a team that's like Team Magma, like the Team Fire in a generation that's severely lacking of fire types, because they all just had like Poochyana's and things like that.
It feels so strange.
It's just like Team Magma's like a New York's Jet fan in terms of like coping with it, and it's like, look, he could use Solar Beam on the first attack if he lands it. That thing's going to land it.
Just you wait when I set my sunny day.
Please don't change the weather. Please don't change the weather. They changed the weather.
Don't have a Pelipper.
Yeah.
Don't have one of the most. Don't have first couple routes. It's like don't have the. Oh, that's painful.
Yeah. So
no,
funny.
I just really was like, even as a kid, I was like, this seems a little bit far-fetched.
Oh. Yeah, I forgot about Cast Form with the weather. That was cool.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Cast Form, little testicle monster. Yeah, he was my favorite.
He's a guy that
He's
exists.
He's like the premier ball of Pokemon to me, where it's like,
here the premier ball of Pokemon. That's so true.
You do that entire segment. It's like, here you go, a free Pokemon. It's like awesome, and you look, it's like, oh, okay.
Like, I just saved your life, man. You give me a cat. I guess so. Although, like you said, him changing his forms in the weather is cool. And if he has like Weather Ball, like I guess that's somewhat viable.
That's true.
But yeah, Cast Form.
Yeah. He's never seen use. He's never been viable.
Just wait till he comes to VGC. He's gonna be the Pachirisu one day, and he's gonna really take a team home.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Are the little Pachirisu
Yeah.
that
It's
cool?
like
Lord Pachirisu.
It's like Mean Girls. Like, stop trying to make fetch happen. It won't happen, but
Stop trying to make Cast Form happen.
Cast Form happen.
Yeah.
That's
just like, all right, let's go fight this Kecleon outside, baby. Let's see what you can do.
Let me just morph into my sun form. Roll boop 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 boop.
It's like Cast Form's in the wheelchair. And, it's
okay, Grandpa.
Doesn't even have legs.
Cast Form, let's go.
Yeah.
I could change into 4 forms.
Sure you can, Cast Form. Yeah.
Oh, what a guy.
He's just a guy.
He does something, I guess.
Oh, shit. Speaking of guys, there was also the cool little animations your Pokemon would make when you send them out. So, like, Kecleon, or not Kecleon, Kecleon would do, like, a little tonguey thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Trico, that's the other lizard one. Trico would just kind of jump around.
Yeah.
I forgot what the other ones were.
Apparently, there was supposed to be because there's all like the Game Freak documents that had leaked recently as of like recording, but they were supposed to have like animations, kind of like black and white, but the Game Boy just didn't have enough power to be able to do that. But there's a lot of like animations and drawings of the Pokemon, being able to kind of move idly as they're standing there, but it never actually happened.
That would have been fucking sweet.
Yeah,
that would be sweet. But your Game Boy would be just melting in your hands if that was happening in there.
Fair.
That's true. Yeah, and then of course, the Battle Frontier, which was really cool post game content. My favorite one ever was that like amusement park one with the roller coaster and ship. That was really cool.
Every generation, they should bring it back. I don't get why they
the
don't
biggest
do...
slap in the face was in Oris at the end where they have like the construction of it and then it never happened and you're like,
Yeah.
Like, thank you, I guess, for all of the cool little islands with all of the legendaries and stuff, but I wanted the Battle Frontier.
The Battle Frontier was so cool.
Literally, like some of the most robust post-game content in any video game. And then it's like, but like they tease you. It's the fact that they tease you with the Battle Frontier.
They could have just not had it in there and I would have been fine.
Bitch strikes again.
It's just like, it's like you get cake on your birthday and then you're like, we're getting ice cream, right? And they're like, yeah. And then you just don't get ice cream.
And then you just don't get anything. Yeah. And no, the Battle Frontier was great because like, I mean, similar like Gen 2, this was essentially like, what, 6, 7 more badges? So you fought all the battle brains and everything like that at the end of each one of the challenges. And they were unique too. Like sometimes you'd have rental Pokemon you'd have to use and it wasn't just straight traditional gym battles like all the rest of them. So it was cool. I love the Battle Frontier.
Yeah,
I did like the battle tree and then
in Sun and Moon,
and it was like similar-ish, but you're kind of still just like, why not put this in every generation? And I would say the worst offender is Sword and Shield. I will say I am I'm a Sword and Shield defender for the most part. I do really think that generation gets a lot of shit unnecessarily. I love Sword and Shield.
It's good,
but that tower existed in that last town. I was looking at it like, that's a battle tower.
Yeah.
Let me into Battle Frontier.
Give me my Battle Frontier. And it was like, no, here's a bunch of battles. I'm like, okay, that's fine.
And that severely lacking in post game content in my for Sword and Shield. It could have just slapped that in there.
Yeah.
So easy, in my opinion.
The battle
for that aspect. Battle Frontier, we knew this was the generation that gave us what the golden apple type thing, and then every generation after that doesn't have it. You're just like, why did you take that from me?
I mean, just like Keifer was talking about, just like such a robust post game, and with some of the games going forward, we just don't get that as much.
Yeah, like again, that's something that the Platinum did really well, was like giving you like that really like robust post game stuff. And like again, it's like like, okay, we did it in Gen 4. What about Gen 5? And it's like, we just gave you the best generation of all time. We're tired. Let's go sleep. And then, we
even BDSP, they're like, nah, we're not doing that.
Yeah,
we're not going to do Platinum.
I don't want to talk about the Diamond and Pearl remakes. I want to talk about the Diamond and Pearl remakes, if that's okay.
The Pearl, the brilliant Shining Pearl.
Yeah.
Shining Pearl was the first Pokemon game I ever successfully nuzlocked, and I still don't like that game. I'm still like,
I did a nuzlocke on it on my first playthrough because we did it for our podcast, and I barely lost to Cynthia. So that's because that fight's hard.
It is hard. My growth Roserade carried.
Yeah, and I was like, I never went back. I lost to her, and I was like, nope, I didn't go back.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's a hard one. She's, broken many.
She's many souls have been broken via Cynthia.
Yeah.
What was up with that cave in the Battle Frontier that just had Smeargles in them?
Oh yeah, the Smeargle cave.
I forgot about that.
Weird as shit is what was up.
Yeah, like I always think about that because I always thought like, is there more to this? Like there has to be like a punchline or something to this as a kid.
Nah.
And then like it was just nope, it's just a bunch of Smeagles.
So okay. I could say go crazy. I can do a crazy theory if you want to go wacky.
Hit me.
What if they were trying to do Plato's The Cave?
Oh,
man.
Wow.
The cave, the drawings on the wall.
Yeah.
Smeargles, they
paint.
Drawing. They paint. They're in a cave. They, maybe?
That's cool. I like that.
Want to go hard?
Speaking of that, the way you get the Reggies was cool too, because there was like the Braille shit on the wall, and you had to.
I mean, cool, but just like that's wild. First of all, like, okay, you get a Whale Lord and a Relicanth, and you have to know Braille, and I was like, what is happening? This is crazy.
Guess I'll make myself blind. Do it. And then you learn Braille.
Yeah. That's an insane. I mean, like. True. Nowadays, where we get like legendaries just like distributed via like a GameStop card or a eShop drop, like that's some wild like actual roundabout way of making these Pokemon feel like they're important.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But even getting the Reggies in the Reggie Draco and Reggie
in the Sword and Shield DLC.
Yeah, that was like, I mean, at least understandable.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I can get this, maybe I googled the second one because I was like, I got this enough. I don't really want to.
Yeah, I don't want to go through this.
It was you're right, Braille. How the hell?
Yeah, like
just real low Braille.
Gen 3 was the first time I ever used like cheat codes on like a video game. Not cheat codes, but like walkthroughs. I would go. I literally typed in like the internet URL like cheatcodes.com. It's like, oh, look at that, and then I was just like,
forgot about cheatcodes.com.
And I was like, Mom, I want an iPod. Immediately on opening it up, but
you just. I love the idea, though, of your mom just being like, how do these two things connect with each other? Because you're like, oh, you're playing your Pokemon game, and then you suddenly are like, type this into the website, and then you go, Mom, I need an iPod, and they're just like, how the fuck did we get here?
No, it's like these advertisements are just saying, congratulations, you won, and I'm just trying to like learn how to like figure out the Reggie's thing.
Yo, cheatcodes.com still exists. It's still happening.
Damn. Oh my God, is it?
Yeah, I went on there. It's weird to see Xbox One and PS4 on here. This feels wild.
That aside, though, how the fuck would anyone have figured out how to get the Reggies without a walkthrough, man? It just no one uses Relicanth. Like,
yeah,
geniuses.
Relicanth sucks,
geniuses.
man.
Yeah, Relicanth has a cool shiny though. Blue Relicanth is great.
Blue Relicanth.
And Relicanth, I think, is the least offensible ugly fish that has.
I can agree with that.
Like Bruxish.
I was gonna say Bruxish. Oh, I hate that guy.
What an Ugo.
So there's like a lot of ugly fish in Pokemon, and Relicanth I would put in that category, but I think
he's the least ugly fish.
I
can agree.
I can agree. Least fish.
Yeah, I can agree.
It's a great award to hold.
I'll say maybe Wishy-Washy because Wishy-Washy's kind of cute.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't put him in ugly fish category.
Okay, so there's fish and there's ugly fish, and he's the least ugly fish. Okay.
Ooh, Feebas is like, totally fucking ugly, but fucking ugly.
But Feebas has the like Milotic, so there's like some redeemable
he's still
features
ugly
there.
Though.
Yeah, but that's like part of the arc of the character.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's ugly in like a pug way.
Yes.
No.
If you can't handle her at her Feebas, you don't deserve her.
Yeah, you don't deserve her at her
Milotic.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. We need some snaps around here for that one.
Oh man, I moved the music up because the music just fucking slaps. We talked, Jared, you brought up the trumpets earlier,
so many trumpets.
And then like Slateport City. That's I should have.
Sing them all.
I want the whole soundtrack, Aaron. I need It's so and just like it might have been also like time in which I played this, right? Like very an age in which I absorbed a lot of this, but just like the music. No, keep going in the background. This is great for my story. It really stuck. The music just really stuck, and I like all these like these tones and all these. This is really hard to talk.
Sorry.
That's why I put my music in post production.
Yeah. No, this is
just like
in.
Only acapella here.
Just like what you're saying, Aaron, I feel like when we think about any of these towns, we can like hear the music. Like we know the sound of Slateport, we know the sound of like Fall Arbor Town, the Pokemon Center, like all that music just like sticks with us so much.
Lily Cove City.
Lily Cove, yes.
Oh, yeah. Like the only town theme I can remember by heart from previous generations is probably just Lavender Town because that's just creepy and fucking weird. Gen 3, I can remember, Slateport, I can remember almost every route, not by number, I guess, so I fucking lied, because the numbers are nonsensical, but...
New Barktown.
That's definitely Route 102, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I would say, like New Barktown is maybe my favorite, like, first town music in any game.
Yeah.
In no small part, because it does, like, when it does that, thing, it does a beat skip where it's like God damn it.
It's like
or it just like stops for like just a second and you're like I will give a shout out to Little Root though. I love Little Root's Little
Root in Gen 3, that's my favorite. I said New Barktown is Gen 2, so Little Root is the one I just mentioned with the beat skip.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So you guys were on the same page.
Yeah, we were there. We got this. We got there.
Connected.
Yeah. But music all around is so good. How do you guys feel about the kind of enhanced or changed versions for ORAS? You know, it's a little more orchestrated, obviously higher fidelity. Does that still hit the same way, or is it just those GBA like sound bites that just are the nostalgia for your ears?
I can't remember the Oris versions at all, dude. Right now, my mind won't stop playing the Ruby and Sapphire battle theme, so that's literally all that I can think about right now. All right.
That might be the one that I hear in my dreams.
Yes. Now you will.
You know when you turned your played too much and you turned your Game Boy
and
off?
you can still kind of hear it as you're going to sleep.
You're like, I hear battle music. And it's like, that's when I should have known I should have been diagnosed with anxiety. As I fall asleep, I hear battle.
At least we don't have the like 1 health beat constant beep anymore. Like at least that's not a thing.
Oh God, thank fuck.
I liked how Gen 5 incorporated it though. That was at least really cool.
Yeah.
Mm.
For sure.
Absolutely. I think that, honestly, the music in the originals with the, like, that, like, bit tune type, so iconic. I think, you know, there's a lot of nostalgia there for sure, but I think that it's something that is, like, almost like a genre, in a way, of, like, gaming music that is, I think, a little underappreciated or, like, overlooked for, like, oh, the orchestra or stuff like that. I think there actually is a whole kind of type of music that is really good that's there. I think Oris did a good job of translating most of the music. I think that it was like, I will say, after, you know, hour 200 or so,
it's getting a little stale.
Getting a little stale, and you know the volume came down, and I watched The Office. So, but like, you know, it just you know, I think it's okay. It's really, I mean, Pokemon music in general has always been really good.
Oh gosh,
Even if you want to say like the games haven't, you know, hit the same or whatever, the music always does.
I mean, Area Zero is some of the best Pokemon music for a long time.
Blew my socks off.
She's
like,
so good.
It was like, what are you doing? Please calm down. Calm down.
Pump the brakes. You've already sold me.
I was like, how in this game that can barely run and doesn't know how to tie its own shoes and falls all over itself, you're gonna make the last area this freaking cool?
Yeah.
How dare you?
So
how dare you?
So good. Yeah, and
the ending is so good in that game.
And I feel like there's a lot of that too with this. And I think, like I said, I think a lot of the nostalgia does carry that with that kind of like the chiptune kind of music to it. I agree with you. I do think they did a good job in Oris with the kind of orchestrated versions of that, but there's just something about the Game Boy Advance music that just hits. It's so good.
I think with me, like the beauty of like the handheld era of Pokemon is that it's intentionally like small, but everything feels grand. And when like it's matching the aesthetic of the Game Boy Advance, like it just feels like it's much more complementary to the thing. Like Junichi Masuda directed this game. Like he did the music for the original games, and he did a lot of the music for this game as well, but he directed Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. And like I think like just the fact that like they have the composer like working in like that like director mode, because he was also the programmer of the original Pokemon game, so he's like literally like married to the hardware and knows how it all works like front to back. Like that just like makes it so much more intimate, like how the music is incorporated into the games. And like the later generations don't really have that like relationship, which isn't to say like the music's bad. No, not by any means. Like I said, Generation 5 like there's so much cool stuff with the music and everything,
much cool.
But I do just think like that sauce has been lost because of the transition to 3D and everything getting much more literally larger.
And like I think it also doesn't help with things like Scarvy, right? It has that like larger than life kind of music, but then the game just doesn't reflect it, right? So now you're having a conflict with your music feeling grand, but now your game not feeling that same way.
Yeah, definitely. And I would say like the incorporation though of the battle music and then in the gym battles and then like the claps from the stadium and stuff like that, like incorporating that feel.
So good.
It did capture that feeling so well of like talking about like pairing these things together. But yeah, I think probably outside like a couple like early generations, it's pretty rare now that the kind of like, I don't know, like the symmetry or the kind of like cohesion between those two things coming together matches that well. And you know, it'd be nice to come back. But you know,
I mean, I just think about like the legendary counters in this game too, like the Rayquaza battle, like all of those, and like the tracks that accompany it are so like Keifer was saying, just like so grand. Like going up to the top of the tower and encountering Rayquaza and like having that track play, it's like, this is a big deal. Like this is something important that I'm doing right now, and like the environment is reflecting that too. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. That's pretty much it for all the stuff that the game did new in that generation and everything. Before we get to our favorite Pokemon and into the closing and all that good stuff, should we take an ad break?
Let's do it.
Do it.
Take an ad. All right, we'll be right back. This episode of Super Pod Saga was brought to you by viewers like you, or our patrons to be exact. Thanks so much to each and every one of you for your continued support. Super Pod Saga just wouldn't be what it is without all of you fine folks supporting us. So let's go ahead and thank them. Novel Consul, Jared Schrader, Jameson Empire, Adam Phineas, Trey, President Lieutenant Jeff Miners, Jenny E, Kevin Demo, Thrack, Matt aka Stormageddon, and Quest 64, well-known Nintendo 64 game. Thank you all so much. You all deserve the highest of fives, with no doubt in my mind. If you, listener, would like to become a patron and support the show for $2 or $4 a month, get early access, bonus episodes, and just a whole lot more, head on over to patreon.com/superpodsaga. You rock!
Do you find yourself playing older games and wishing that there were new discussions about those games? Enter Tales from the Backlog. Hi, I'm Dave Jackson, and on each episode, I'm joined by a guest to break down those games that may be stuck in your ever-expanding backlog. Each episode looks at one game in depth, focusing on mechanics, story, music, and other aspects with no spoilers until a clearly marked spoiler wall in the middle. If you've played the game, go ahead and climb that spoiler wall and enjoy in-depth story discussions, and if not, jump out when we warn you and maybe go play that game for yourself. We have over 100 episodes in the feed, everything from Disco Elysium to Tunic to discussion episodes about how to get into horror games, and if games actually need to be fun, or if they have more to offer. I guarantee that there's something in there for everybody. Once again, that's Tales from the Backlog, available wherever your podcasts are found.
Hey, you there! This is Nomad speaking. If you love retro video games and you're itching for some nostalgia, check out the Retro Wildlands podcast. In each episode, I'll use game music and sound to pull you into the gaming experience while I share my own thoughts and maybe a few memories. It's a great way to relive one of your favorite games or learn about a new one. Check out the Retro Wildlands podcast at superpodnetwork.com or wherever you listen to your podcast.
Okay, so foldable phones, right? They're the future and everything. Jared's got one. He's got a foldable phone. They're pretty sweet. What if I were to tell you, I haven't thought of a name of a company yet, but we've got a foldable phone that has more than one fold. It's basically an accordion. It's the foldable accordion phone. It's got 17 folds. Each fold, it's just this one giant ass screen. When you fold it all out, imagine all of the Pokemon Pocket TCG you could play on this motherfucker.
Yes.
All at one time.
Yeah, you sold us. I'm here now.
I
You
mean,
know how many packs you can open with all of these screens you're having, all these folds?
Fuck, all the YouTubes you could watch on that.
Oh man, I have a Subway Surfers on one screen. Awesome.
The Subway Surfer on 17 screens.
Gen Z needs this. This is actually great, you know, and I'm really glad that someone is finally really thinking about the younger generation and their ADHD.
Exactly.
They need it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's not the Adderall I need. I think I need more screens.
Mm-hmm.
My eyes hurt. They literally
Zombie.
burn. It's not from the screens, though. It's because of the lack of screens.
One more
I don't
screen,
know.
bro.
Yeah.
Just one more screen.
Yeah. I've had like a optical migraine for approximately 75 days, but I know it's not because of the screens. The accordion phone
Yeah,
like solves those problems.
they've got an they've got a blue LED reducer in the screen, so it couldn't possibly be that. It's made to not destroy your eyes after prolonged use. Cool thing about this phone, when it's all folded out, you could put anything on it and use it as like a tray or a plate. You could eat off of it if you want to. It's extra durable.
Huge.
It's long enough to do like a sushi conveyor belt
or surfboard.
Huge.
Whoa, what the fuck?
Gerry! Talk about the
am I on time?
accordion phone.
Are we?
Yeah, we're on the,
Did I make it on time?
We just started the ad break. We're talking about a foldable phone, but it's got 17 folds, so it's like an accordion. And that's another thing too. You can play it like an accordion. Like when you play it, it's got an app that goes nit 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 nit.
Where did the accordion originate?
Was it Italy? Maybe. Interior,
So-
Jared. Was it Italy or exterior? Or fuck. Where did the accordion come from?
Oh man.
Probably some sick fuck.
Yeah.
No, it's sponsored. Like, you don't want to know the company? The company is the government of the country it originated from, and it's, part of their marketing strategy to
Accordionus.
Accordionus.
So it's a German
agenda.
instrument. So
Yeah.
Oh, the German.
I don't want to know what this instrument was up to in
They have
World
a
War
good
II.
track record of
personally.
being real
Yeah.
friendly with people.
Yeah.
But
They should connect us.
It's like that Volkswagen commercial that came out like over the Super Bowl a couple years ago, where it's like, weird, you skipped over 1930s and 1940s. Why was that?
You just noted it.
you see Hitler playing his fucking accordion phone?
his accordion phone.
1946 was a great year for Volkswagen and the accordion.
Gerry, you just popped in. What the fuck? What do you have to say about the accordion phone?
It's the accordion phone is probably the greatest invention that's ever happened in mankind.
Wow.
As far as I'm concerned, I mean, if you look at the things that have happened in mankind, like there's the wheel. I mean,
Sure.
pales in comparison
Lame.
to the accordion phone, but like there's the
printing
well, I mean, the printing press is fine. I mean, it did create fake news eventually, but
We did get around to that. Fair enough.
but the accordion phone didn't hurt nobody except for when if Hitler had something to do with hurt a couple of people. But it's good. I endorse it, and I'm here on time
Stamp of approval.
stamp of approval on time as always. I'm here to endorse it. I mean, that's the only reason why I showed up. I felt it. I was like, someone somewhere in this fucking universe is talking with a goddamn
I
accordion
sense an
phone.
ad
I gotta
break.
get.
It's an ad break.
So I got my ass in here to make sure that the folks know the accordion phone is the new way. Fuck the Cybertruck. Fuck Tesla. Fuck all that stuff. It's the accordion phone. Fucking Elon couldn't come up with that shit. No
It's too
way.
advanced. Way too advanced for him.
If he came up with the accordion phone, he'd be like, "Here's the fucking polygon phone," and it would be just like a fucking.
Just the vibe.
It would look like it would look like a fucking
cone
a
phone?
D&D dice. It would just look
Somehow
like
it
a
only
D&D
has
dice.
half of a screen. I didn't know you could half a screen.
The other half of where it normally has an X on it.
Yeah, it's like he releases the DS and it doesn't have the touch screen. It only has the top screen.
The 1S?
It doesn't even have a
The
screen. It
1S.
just has buttons.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I figured out a new cool use for the accordion phone as well too. So you hold one side and it's kind of like a lightsaber. You just go whoosh, and then like all the other screens fall out, and then you can use it like a sword or like a blunt weapon if you want to. You can-
Man, if,
Yeah, or
if
a
you would have
whip.
come into this call with like a prototype, I would have been blown away. That would have.
I would have stood up
I'm pretty
and
sure-
went like,
I have one. I have one right here.
Oh, there it is. It's just not folded out yet. You don't got to keep it.
It is. I can't show. Like the prototype is not ready for
Yeah.
like.
NDAs.
You're not.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
Nobody in this call is ready for this. Like nobody is ready for me to.
Understandable.
Like
I just
could
got off
try-
the phone with Amy Klobuchar. She wants to order 50 million phone right now.
it's like seeing the face of God for the first time. Your brain can't even
can't-
begin
it
to
can't process it.
comprehend. Yeah, it's just like, what the fuck? And you start
It's a
spazzing
biblically
out.
accurate phone.
Look, I think the
It's a biblically accurate phone.
I think the
way
main
God
selling point is like
intended.
you don't actually open like new tabs or apps. You just like fold it into a new screen. And you're just like,
And
let me
God
open
said on the
Facebook.
5th day, let there be 17 fucking screens.
Aaron, I don't want to alarm you, but there's a man behind you.
Yeah, that's Jared. This is
Interior
Jared.
Interior Jared.
Don't
yeah.
worry, that's our backup, Jerry. That's fine.
Good. I'm glad to see how I've been fucking replaced just because I wasn't on time for the accordion phone.
I replaced you.
I'm sorry, we explained it at the beginning. Yeah, Beth is acting as impromptu Gerry. She's already filled us in on all the goings on with you and Greg, and so accordion phone though, right? That's it. I don't have anything else.
Thanks for sponsoring our show.
Thanks, Accordions, for sponsoring our show.
Still better than BetterHelp. Like, at least I don't know what this. I don't know what this accordion was doing in World War II.
Oh, shit.
I don't know what the accordion was doing in World War II, but I know that
I know what it's doing now for me, and it's great.
And it's Subway Surfers.
Oh man, fuck that game so much though.
Oh shit.
Like, was that game or Temple Run even any good at all? Anyways, at all?
I
liked playing Temple Run at the time. I couldn't tell you if it was
to
good.
Yourself.
It just feeds you dopamine.
you were addicted
dude.
to the dopamine.
Yeah, it was the hit. It was the hit you were getting from the Temple Run.
I was a 15-year-old with undiagnosed ADHD. I don't know what to say.
Like, this is
Play
great.
Idle Slayer. If you want those dopamine hits and a game that's actually kind of fun, Idle Slayer.
Aaron, once again, I don't want to alarm you, but this man is now handling cats.
Yeah, there's like 50 cats. I'm just kidding. There's only 2 cats in here, but
I was like,
hey,
dang, I would have
fake
loved
Gerry,
to see
put
them.
those
I
cats
actually
down.
got a little excited.
What did you say? Did you call him fake Gerry? Get his ass here and attack him. Jerry's talking shit.
That's great. I mean, I can only carry 6 cats at a time before the rest of them get sent to my computer for some reson.
They're summoned to the
Can't handle
screen.
all this pussy.
There it is.
Oh man. Now we go on to our favorite Pokemon, the part Gerry is gonna hate the fucking most, because
Glad I showed up for this.
Gerry.
I have favorite Pokemon. I don't know why I didn't get invited to do this podcast.
Yeah, there's
Emerald,
Pikachu and
Emerald is
Wrappin
literally
and
my
Pokemon.
favorite fucking Pokemon I've ever played.
I told you, and you were like, I have Game of the Year stuff going on. I can't
did.
do it. I'll show you the message. I invited you, and you
I'm
said
kidding.
no.
I've
Okay,
never
okay.
played Emerald in my life. That doesn't mean everybody settle down. That doesn't mean that I've never played a Pokemon game. I have played
But you
Red.
barely played Pokemon.
I played Red multiple times.
Barely played.
Red.
There were so many times that like Gerry like starts a Pokemon game and then texts me and Greg and is like, "Oh my god!" and we're like, "Yay!" and then it's like gone, done, never brought up again.
Because the reason is like I love Gen 1. I had both of those. I had Red and Blue. I fucking love them. But then like so many other things came out at that time for Game Boy and Game Boy Color and shit, and I was just like, I'm just gonna move on with my life. And then literally the next thing that I fully got into was Pokemon. What was that really bad one that just came out? Scarlet and Violet.
Violet, yeah.
I was like, hey, this is really cool. And then I was like, wow, this game's really fucking broken.
This game sucks.
It has the potential to be so much.
Gosh, I saw a screenshot of like Xenoblade Chronicles X and then like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, and I was like,
Oh yeah, I saw
Is that the same engine?
fucking
Please
thing,
tell me
dude.
that's not the same engine.
No,
Well,
Xenoblade
one was a Wii
Chronicles
U game,
X is
and then the other one was a Switch game, and it's awful.
Also, it's painful because Legends Arceus and Xenoblade Chronicles 3 came out within like the same, like within a year of Scarlet and Violet on the same system. And I don't understand why Scarlet can't run. I don't get it. Why did they do this? I just think that in my humblest of opinions, Scarlet and Violet had the potential to be like one of the best Pokemon games.
Absolutely.
But because it cannot run well and things just like drop off, and how poorly it just, oh my god, I don't notice frame rate drops usually. I got nauseous.
You notice them when they're
Scarlet
at like 16.
Yeah, when it looks like a
less.
fucking Microsoft PowerPoint and you're just trying to catch a
show,
Pokemon.
the Pokemon picture show.
Yeah, like I genuinely got ill because the frame rate was so all over the place. And I think that it's like because of that, you have to like say objectively it's the worst Pokemon game.
Yeah.
I think everyone has opinions about Pokemon, but they all run decently okay, and every generation
is the opinion that it's bad based on the performance alone? Because I like the style of that game.
Yeah.
I've always wanted a game where I'm just like I'm running around. I'm just like, look at that fucking Pokemon, just whipping fucking Pokemon balls at them,
throwing
like,
balls at it until it fucking dies.
That's how you catch them, right? You don't do anything. You just like see one.
They're all dead. They're all dead. Who could have done this?
No, it wasn't just performance. The world. It's funny in the very, very beginning. Because Nomona's like, and here's Paldea, and you're like, what? It's just like
it looks like
awful.
baloney.
It's so flat. I mean, I know there's hills and stuff, but somehow it still looks like.
If hills is our bottom line, we need to reassess how we like a Pokemon. It has hills.
It has hills.
It does,
guys.
and I you know, the
tree.
thing that I always found really funny. I remember I hopped on Bill's podcast one time, Gaming and Collecting, and his sister was talking about how she tried so hard to like the game, but she just remembers there was a point in time where she was really trying to catch this one Pokemon, and she finally found it, and it was like on a cliffside. And the whole time the fight was happening, the Pokemon was just slowly like moving away and toward the edge of the cliff, and then eventually just like fell off, and the fight like ended.
I was doing the fight in Pokemon Violet because this year, because I have a problem. So even though these are crap games, I bought both.
Oh yeah, no, I don't like them, but I'm like I played like 100 hours of it, so it's fine.
And I had, oh my god, I had like Smoliv or something, and I was fighting something, and then Smoliv just fell off a cliff, and I was like, oh no! Like,
Mooncat, no!
Mooncat, no! Yes!
Good callback.
Hell yeah.
Favorite Pokemon though. So here, my 6 favorite from Gen 3 are Trico, the Goon, Zigzagoon, Ludicolo, because I love his fucking lily pad sombrero. That never gets old. Flygon, he is the boy. Bayonet is cool as shit. And Spinda, he's just a drunk fucking bear. Doesn't know where the fuck he is, but he's like, hey, you kids want to party? And yeah, Spinda's great.
And the versions, right? He has the
different colors and the different patterns.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That's
If you wanted to get 100% living dex, including all variants, you'd have to catch like all like 1 million and something Spinda forms.
Spinda needs an evolution. Make Spinda great again, okay?
Make him
Spinda
extra drunk. Give him alcohol.
Do you want me to blow your mind, Aaron and Beth? My favorite Gen 3 Pokemon. Now, let me blow everybody on the dais right now. I like Sableye. It's a cool.
Yeah, Sableye's great.
It's a cool
Sableye's
Pokemon.
Awesome.
He's a little gremlin. He's a little cave goblin.
I know.
Give me all your gems.
That and the blocky looking one, Nose something.
Oh,
Nose Pass.
You like Nose Pass?
There you go.
Yeah, he's a compass.
Judging you.
He's a built-in compass.
Oh, is that
That's
what
cool.
the nose is for?
That's
It's just
almost
like
as cool as the fucking
Yeah,
foldable
the nose.
phone.
Even in like Scarvy, the nose always points north. A nose pass will always be facing north.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Speaking of North, Beth, what are your 6 favorites from Gen 3?
Am I? Oh, I'm north to where you are.
Oh,
Okay.
We're also Canadian.
I was like, speaking of north, my favorites from this generation are definitely sitting at number 1. The other is Shedinja.
Yeah.
Shedinja,
Yep.
what a weird
Wonder
dude.
Guard,
I love
cool.
him. The coolest.
Coolest ability.
Him just showing up in your party, amazing.
Yep.
I didn't have to do anything. Banette, I love Banette. And I love Torkoal. And then
Yes.
the other Torkoal's
Turtle
His
love.
voice from the show is forever in my brain.
Torkoal!
Yeah, Torkoal! As he's like shooting overheat, it's just pink fire. Torkoal!
Yes.
Sounds awful.
I love
This
him.
is like Bob Dylan. Hey, everybody and me, Bob Dylan. And he's like tooting away on a harmonica.
Dude, I got a serious question. Is Bob Dylan deaf?
Probably.
I don't know.
Google it.
Sorry, Beth, go ahead.
Milotic, Flygon, and Sableye are my other 3. Jerry was cheating off of my homework.
What do you mean? I didn't look at your homework. I don't even have the
He's like, I
notes.
really love Shedinja, Bayonet, Torkoal, Milotic.
Yeah. No, he said Sableye, and he doesn't know Pokemon that.
I can tell you that Lunatone is a really stupid looking Pokemon.
Lunatone is a
You're
stupid
just looking
Pokemon.
at
Yeah.
them. Lunatone is dumb. I don't like Solrock.
Yeah, Sunrock. What do you mean you don't like Sunrock? What the fuck?
Sunrock.
The generation that introduced weather
Yeah.
and made it all about the tides and the sun.
So you don't like any of those like moon and sun ones?
I
The
like
cool ones.
Moon
Well, then
Knowledge.
Solgaleo.
I ask you, why not?
Or
Get it?
Why not?
Hey,
Jerry.
see what you did.
Guys, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm looking at a fucking thing on the internet. And I'm
so
purely
you're
go-
anonymous Quokka or whatever the fuck.
I'm not even in the notes. I have no notes.
No
notes.
Look, I mean, having favorite Pokemon is purely vibes. You're doing this doing this
vibes.
correctly.
Yeah, I'm just looking at pictures. I'm like,
Look at
that looks
pictures
cool.
like
that looks
like a cool guy.
Yep, it's exactly. I'm
You just
judging
Googled
every
cool
fucking book
guys.
by its cover.
Tropius is a dinosaur that is also a palm tree. Like,
Who also
That's
has
cool as
bananas on
shit.
his neck.
Banana.
10 out of
Love
10.
dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Fucking love bananas. 10 out of 10.
Someone was like, if I was ever trapped on a stranded island and I had to choose what Pokemon to bring with me, I'd bring Tropius because I get bananas.
Is that painful?
and-
Pulling
Which
that off his
Pokemon
neck?
would you rather eat?
Execute.
Ooh, Execute's a good one.
Yes.
Oh my god, are we
Vanilla.
talking about food
Oh,
Pokemon?
yeah, because it's like
Yeah.
Ice cream.
Vanillish.
vanilla-ish. There we
I'll
go.
eat an Eevee. I'll eat an Eevee. I don't give a fuck.
Does the Torchic
I
fry
bet they have
itself?
I bet they have like a
Ooh.
gamey taste. Almost
I bet
sweet.
Torchic tastes like Korean fried chicken.
Ooh,
Oh yeah, some banchan.
Already pre-fried.
Oh, some banchan.
Yeah.
What does a Diglett taste like? Is that just like a fucking boiled
You
egg?
break your teeth.
That's
just raw.
execute.
No, that's too easy. That's too on the nose.
Oh, okay. Diglett tastes like if you fried a turd, I guess. I don't know.
I always
Hey,
just imagine Diglett was like some sort of pun with piglet or something. I don't know. So maybe
It's like a bacon.
maybe it's a little
bacony.
porky.
Ooh, okay.
I bet
It's,
you.
trying to, it's
I bet
looking
you.
for truffles down there.
all
Alakazam
back
tastes
fat.
like those fake.
Yo,
fake.
Alakazam's just a man, dude. You can't eat Alakazam. That's a person. That's a real person.
Gary's like, what if we eat Mr. Mime?
Yeah, I'm just gonna
Eric
eat the
Andre
people
thing,
ones.
You know what sounds good? Jinx. I really can go for some Jinx right now.
I'm
I
sorry
want
to
to eat
choke,
that.
but
I
like,
want to eat
gotta
that
eat
Meowth that can talk.
I
wanna hear his
Specifically
pain.
the one that can talk.
I want to hear him scream in agony when I'm like, I'm gonna fry you up and eat you with a nice Chianti. That's a Hannibal reference, by the way.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Keifer, what are
actually
your
do.
Keifer, what are your favorite Pokemon?
I'll get to that in a second because I mentioned Machoka because like is the belt part of its skin?
That's always the thing. Are the clothes
Is it
built in?
Is it the Macho Brace or is that not what?
What came first, the Macho Praise or the Machoke?
Yeah, like our other macho
Machoke.
brace is like
Ooh.
accessories from
We'll
dead
never know.
Machokes. Like, is there like a hunting thing, like how people hunt elephants for their ivory?
Is Machoke just a title?
Yeah,
It is not the Macho Brace.
Heavyweight champion of the world.
I want to be a Machoke man. All right,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I should ask
my
Karen if she wants to choke me later.
Oh my god. This is why Gerry doesn't show up to Pokemon conversations.
Talking about choking his chicken.
Oh my god.
Sorry, dude. Go ahead.
My sixth phase, right? Anyway, one is a chicken, Blaziken.
Blaziken's good.
Blaziken.
awesome.
I just feel so attached to that Pokemon. Sky Uppercut rules, amazing. I love that it can learn flying type moves and also like fighting and fire type moves. It's just versatile. It's great. I love that it just kicks the shit out of people, and it's just a karate chicken. Amazing.
Yeah, I think one of the first Gen 3 Pokemon revealed too. Like Blaziken was I think one of the first.
Oh yeah, because it fought like the Charizard in the anime.
Yeah, and like the end of the Gen 2 anime.
Yeah,
That's cool shit.
I love Aggron. I love how versatile its moveset is. Incredible.
And he can
Great.
learn Surf,
Bulky
dude.
boy.
Yeah.
Aggron can learn Surf.
Yeah.
He can learn
learn
surf. He can learn
fucking
thunder.
surf.
He can learn.
We're learning things
Blizzard.
tonight.
I knew he had a pretty wide, versatile moveset. I didn't know he can learn Surf. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
dude.
He looks cool. He can do anything. He's like
He looks cool. He can do
Yeah.
anything.
He's like
We believe in him.
Morgan Freeman.
basically. He's
Yeah,
got.
I'm gonna name my
Is
Aggrons
that
Morgan
wait,
Freeman now.
Did you say like Morgan Freeman because he looks cool and can do everything?
Yeah, Morgan Freeman looks cool and can do anything. He's
He
played
can
God
do
in,
anything.
like, 5
I don't know if he
movies.
looks cool. He looks like Morgan Freeman.
Morgan Freeman looks cool.
I mean, he's
I don't
like
know what that means.
he's like an old dude, I guess.
He's an old
I
dude.
love
I feel like
his,
Morgan
he-
Freeman's always been like 62 years old.
just born that way.
Yeah, that's
Some
true.
Benjamin Button
He
shit.
managed his like old person spots on his face. Managed
Those
to
are
look,
liver
like, really
spots.
cute
He has a
star-
disease.
It looks like pretty star freckles. I
He's
think
doing
that's
like the Gen Z
nice.
freckles over his like.
Getting those tattooed freckles.
I would like to age into like iconic.
Don't make
beautiful
fun of Morgan
freckles.
Freeman's sparkle and shine.
I'm not
make
just.
fun of him.
I'm not
I
going to
think
call
he's
Morgan
beautiful.
Freeman uncool. He played God. Like I just like gotta
That
respect
is
all
true.
religions. I
He
gotta
did
respect
play
all
God.
He's a
religions.
really
So
good.
Yeah, now TikTok
version.
uses a likeness to his voice for
Oh, yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
Not cool TikTok. That's God.
yeah. That's I believe a golden calf. It's an idol. He can't do that.
Ooh, this next pick is good. I like this.
Yeah.
I remember when I was 7 years old, I saw Absol for the first time, and I was like, "That's the coolest thing I've ever seen in my entire life."
Bro, as an edgy like preteen, I was like, "This is my."
And it's got the hair over one eye too, dude.
Yeah.
It's razor wind.
Where are
Great.
you? Just like right there, just built in.
Oh yeah.
Feliz Navidad.
Shadow the Hedgehog was a big day for me. So like you can imagine that I love Absol. Crawdaunt rules.
Yep.
Oh, Crawdon's good.
Remember him in the show? That was
Yeah.
so cool. Garfish, and then he evolves into Crawdaunt.
No, Ash needs to evolve his Pokemon. I'm sorry, this we won't get into that, but Corphish needed to evolve.
Yep.
That's a whole other podcast. We need to have a anime
yes.
trauma dump. Like
Trauma
things that happen
dump.
in the anime that just bother you.
Look, we're
Please.
talking about trauma dump anime. I mean, I read Berserk this year, and I felt like I needed to re-enlist a fucking therapist after I
I have a friend
What?
who keeps telling me because he's reading Berserk too. He's like, "Bro, you need to read Berserk. It's amazing."
Yeah.
And I was
It's
like,
one
I
of
need
the most
to get to it.
fucked things I've ever experienced, like ever. Sorry, not to derail this. Go on, talk
You're
about
fine.
your
You're fine.
Pokemon.
No, like I get it. Like if the one thing to interrupt, it's Berserk, right?
Yeah.
Sableye, because why not?
Right?
Yeah.
Why not? It's not
Yeah,
on my
That's
list.
what I'm talking
Why
about.
not is not on my list.
But Flygon, because I'm a stereotype. I love it.
Dang.
Goggles.
No
It's
stereotype.
Come on.
Flygon
Flygons be
rules, dude.
Flygons.
Flygons be Flygons.
The one thing I fucking hate about Flygon is I wish they would have given him like maybe a better ability than Levitate, because like
Or Dragon Bug.
Yes.
Please.
Dragon Bug.
I will die on this
Yeah.
hill.
He could be,
Flygon's awesome though. I fucking love
everything.
Flygon.
He
he
could.
could be so good.
Could be.
So good.
Good.
And I want a good bug type.
Low
I
kicks
love
was
the
cool.
bug.
Low kicks in Scarvy was really cool.
What are you
but
guys talking about? If I remember correctly, Scyther fucks.
Scyther
Oh,
is
yeah.
good. Scyther and
No,
Scizor.
I
Scizor
mean,
and Scizor.
Heracross.
That's
Terra-
fucking
Heracross
awesome.
is good.
dude.
Pinsir. Oh, well.
I'm talking about competitively
That's
viable.
true. That's true.
Bum,
Yeah,
bum,
I would
bum,
like to.
bum.
I would like to see more bug type Pokemon be.
Oh yeah, you and
competitively
Greg
viable.
talked about that on one of our recent podcasts. How there is literally no good competitive grass
Yeah.
Pokemon or bug Pokemon.
No, bugs.
Bugs.
Grass is like.
I thought you said
is-
grass too.
Used to not actually be that great, but has like a couple.
Rillaboom?
made it.
Rillaboom's huge.
Rillaboom.
I
is
just
made-
bet on a three-way
Basically,
parlay with
Rillaboom is
Scyther.
made.
Oh my god, I'm ruined. I'm ruined.
Yo, just slap an Eviolite on Scyther, you're good to go. You're good.
Oh
Ooh, that's
Oh my
good.
god, not to be that person, but actually, an Eviolite Scyther actually did so good in a
Yep.
recent competitive
That's why I said that.
thing, doing Dual Wing Beat. Oh, it was so good.
I might not be ruined.
If anyone has friends that also know, like watch VDC, please send them my way.
Yes.
I've been trying to talk to Gerry and Greg, and they're like,
Yeah,
not
it warms
receptive.
my heart to see Beth in her element here because a lot of times when this exact conversation is happening, I just go,
Yeah, you got it.
Yeah,
Take the wheel. Morgan Freeman, take the wheel.
yes.
Morgan
You
Freeman's
literally-
freckles take the wheel.
You can hear the elevator music start playing in
Oh.
Gerry's head.
That's like a lot of the time though. That's a thing. I'm playing a game, like I'll play a RPG. Then Beth's like, "Oh my god, did you like the story?" I'm like, doom, 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 doom. Like I'm just like I'm surface level everything. That's why
I'll buy
I
them.
judge my Pokemon by how cool they look.
I mean,
That's
that,
all that
that,
matters.
that holds true. That holds true.
Vibes are the biggest qualifier.
Speaking of vibes,
I
dude.
will say,
Yes. Yeah. So mine, Swampert. Swampert's my, again, favorite starter. Love that guy. Mudkip is great. And Swampert has been a mainstay. Mega Swampert. He got super jacked for the remakes. So that's great. Kraydilly. Kraydilly is one that I've learned
Oh yeah,
to
he's
love
pretty
recently.
slept on. Yeah.
Yeah, super bulky, like really good defensive type Pokemon. Grass Rock is a cool typing too. I just kind of ignore and forget about the fossils in that generation. But recently, I'm doing like Nuzlocke and stuff like that. I've used Kraydilly and love it. Such a great Pokemon. I love Jirachi. I think a lot of it is because of the movie. I think the movie Jirachi is in. It's like one of my favorites and very nostalgic for me. I remember watching a lot as a kid. Cacnea as well. I think Cacnea has a lot of attachment to the anime and watching
Yep.
James's little Cacnea. I don't love Cacturn's design as much just because like Cacnea is so cute. He's a little tiny round cactus. Adorable.
he's a little
He's a little boy.
Cacturn looks
We
like
all-
it's
we
about to
heard- we heard
poison
that-
the water supply.
It's been hanging around Flint.
He works for the Nestle Corporation or something. He's like a Pinkerton or some shit.
Oh no.
Oh man, we heard the love for Torkoal. Torkoal's great. We stand Torkoal here. He is such the best turtle. And then Swallow. Swallow is one of my favorite like generational birds, and it gets guts, which is a cool ability too. You know, boosting its attack if it has a status ability. So Swallow's great.
And can't
Those
it
are my
learn?
favorite.
Can't it learn a couple of fighting moves like counter or one of those? I'm pretty sure.
I know. Star Raptor gets like close combat and things like
I'm
that
thinking
too.
of
But
that
I don't
probably.
know about Swallow.
My bad.
Yeah, shout out to Jaden Animations.
I love Jaden Animations.
Swallow in her
Nuzlocke
animated video.
Oh, those animated
Great.
Nuzlocks are so fun to watch. They're so entertaining.
Yeah. Recommend for anybody who likes Pokemon or Nuzlocking or just really good animation in general.
Jaden Animations is
Really
great.
fun.
Now, just to flex my my Pokemon knowledge here for a second.
Okay.
So, Beth, in your background, I see one Pikachu.
Yes.
Correct.
Keifer, is that a Trico?
That is.
Damn. Okay, Gerry.
2 for 2.
All right.
Amazing.
Thank you.
What Pokemon is this?
That's a fucking Clefairy, you idiot.
Dumbass. Come on.
No, it's a Ditto.
Got it. Nailed
fucking
it.
test me.
Jerry, what's your favorite Pokemon?
Like of all time?
All time. I know that, asking your favorite Gen 3 is a little too specific.
I think it's Haunter.
Oh,
just a cool
good
one.
pick.
Also-
With the creepy
Good answer.
hands.
Yeah, and if you're wondering what Haunter tastes like, it's cotton candy.
Ooh.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Dreams, right? He's like made out of...
He's made out of nightmares.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fucking
maybe
awesome.
someone's dream. He's made out of dreams and nightmares.
But
taste like
also-
cotton candy.
This is kind of a cop out and kind of a cheat. Like Haunter as a kid was always like, oh dude, that fucking Pokemon. Yeah, that's my jam. Purple, like purple's my favorite color. So like lots of things. However, when I fucking seen Mewtwo for the first time, I was like, that's Frieza! That's Frieza in a fucking Pokemon game. Like that is Frieza. And I was like, well, that's my favorite Pokemon. But like that's like fucking so many people's favorite Pokemon. Just because he's like
he's so classic. And like you said, looks like Frieza too, right?
yeah, like
They
they
should
have
blow up Krillin.
literally the fucking same design. Like same
And he
colors.
has like a fun, amazing storyline.
Yeah.
Character
Oh,
development.
I have no idea what is
all
going
the
on with
Pokemon
that.
character development.
I mean, the first
that's
Pokemon
ever
movie was
existed.
its strides and it's some of its themes it was covering for like a kids movie.
Super Pod
Really?
Saga watches
The-
Pokemon the first movie.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it. I'm so
I've
down.
never seen
be
that
awesome.
movie. I would
Dude, it's
totally
good.
do it. Should
Like-
we should do like a commentary over it.
Like outside of it just being like a kid's like Pokemon movie, like some serious like real world themes that it tackles in a really good way, which is wild.
The quote that Mewtwo says at the end. Me. Yeah. Tell me, what are we fighting for?
Fucking forgot about that. Oh my god.
The remake cuts that
you slapping
entirely.
the shit out of each other. Oh, it's so good.
I will. I will cry if we watch.
If you
it.
cry, I'll fucking laugh.
Joey, that's what I mean.
Oh man. So overall thoughts: Pokemon Emerald rules, Gen 3
Yeah.
rules.
I agree.
Yep.
Let's start getting the hell out of here, man. It's we've been going for about 2 hours.
It's been a while. Yeah, we've been going for a bit.
This is the part of the show. No, Gerry, you do it. You're here now. You do it.
Oh,
We're
fuck,
doing
what?
random
What?
recommended games. Go.
Oh yeah, my favorite part. Random recommended games. Aaron, hit the thing.
Random recommended games.
Yeah, this is the saddest part of the episode because we have to leave our listeners behind, but we always leave them with some gifts. It's the most generous part of the episode where we tell you some random recommended games by none other than us and the guests. So, Aaron, fuck both of us. Let's hear what the guests have to recommend to the listeners.
Who wants to start?
Beth wants to start. Go ahead, Beth.
I did the thing where I try not to make eye contact. Like
I saw that.
I mean, can someone do it first?
Yeah, I'll do mine first because mine's like relevant at least till the time of recording. I put Marvel Rivals down here because it's the new hotness.
Hearing a lot about it.
It's the new hotness with all like the kind of Overwatch, hero shooter kind of game, 6v6. focuses on Marvel characters. It's so much fun. I love it. I'm a big Overwatch person. There's a lot of similarities between the two. I think Marvel Rivals does a lot of fun with that kind of gameplay and like the Overwatch style gameplay and everything. It's great. It's so much fun. I'm addicted to it right now. I've put like 15 hours into it already, and it's only been here for like a couple of days.
Holy
so
shit.
I don't know if it's just recency bias or if it is really good, but I'm at least having a great time with it. And if you do like hero shooters and if you like Overwatch, you have to try Marvel Rivals because it's a good time.
I've heard a lot of really, really positive things about it. And like, I'm also within a space of people that typically hate hero shooters. And even those people are like, this is pretty fucking good. You guys gotta probably check this out.
Well, they're also just like they do have like a competitive tournament already, but it's almost like the game's not taking itself too seriously too. Like characters are just ridiculously broken and they're like, like you get to have fun with it. Like Jeff the Shark is just kind of overly broken and just can team wipe a full team. And it's just like they're kind of leaning in and having fun with that. So that's what's cool about it.
Yeah, I'm like playing as like Penny Parker right now, and I can just like drop landmines that nobody can see, and it's the game basically plays itself for me. I don't understand how this character made it in the game, but I'm going to keep playing.
I saw a fun quote that said like, if every character is broken, no one's broken, and that's exactly how it feels. Like everyone feels like they can do something, and that's so fun to do. So.
Yeah, I've heard really good stuff about it. I mean, Matt Storm was just talking about how good it was on our other podcast just now, and. Like I'm not a hero shooter type. Like it's definitely not my type of game.
Yeah.
And I think that the whole stage of hero shooters has been savagely oversaturated for a very long time. But everything that I hear about this is like, no, this one's actually pretty good. Like this is fun. And I think that's the key. It's fun.
Yeah. It is fun, and Overwatch like needs some competition because like people that are in the Overwatch community and play Overwatch, like Blizzard has kind of been just like shafting them for a while.
What?
But there's not Blizzard bad. Who would have thought? But like you said, there's not really any kind of competent like alternatives other than that. And Marvel Rivals has kind of seemed like the first one to come in and actually be like an interesting and competent alternative to Overwatch.
That's good. That's awesome.
Yeah,
and it's free.
As they should be.
It's literally
free to play.
Fucking should be.
Maybe I'll
free to
play
Epic Games, Steam, PS5, Xbox. It's everywhere. You can play it everywhere.
It's cross-play. Again, as it should be, as the Lord intended.
As Morgan Freeman himself has intended.
He gave one of his freckles and just laid it on the development team's table and was like, you may have this. And then they were like, you got it, buddy.
We'll make it work. Yeah, it's free. So it's free. So it like costs nothing other than your time to go check it out. So I definitely recommend just checking it out.
Hell yeah. Keifer, what would you randomly recommend?
Y'all, I just came off like a month-long Balatro bender.
Nice.
I had to delete
it got you too, huh?
This game is so good, I had to uninstall it because it was taking up too much of my life.
Wow.
I put in 50 hours in 2 weeks.
That's a lot of Balatro.
I figured out how to make Steam Cloud work on my phone. That's how much I was playing this game.
There's a mobile version, right?
There is, but like I have the Steam version, so I was just like, all right.
I think the next step is that you just buy the mobile version.
Listen, I had to uninstall the game.
I think you install another game.
I am trying to move on, but I love it, and it's great. Worth the 15 bones. Definitely, like I'm a cynic about the Game Awards, but it's nice that it earned its spot as like one of the game. It's incredible.
Awesome.
It's like it highly recommend. It ruined my life.
I love the thumbs up.
Put that on the fucking game box, please.
Yeah.
Highly recommend. Ruined my
life. My co-host also put like 50 to 60 hours into this, and he told me I should check it out. But just like everyone that like you should check it out is like secretly like, don't do it. Don't play it.
Yeah, I get the exact same vibes from everybody I've ever talked to. They're like, oh my god, this game is amazing. They're like, it's like I haven't played it in like 15 minutes, and I'm like,
I don't know if I want. I
don't know if I want this.
Trade one addiction for another. I gave up fentanyl for it. Like,
I used to fold in half on fentanyl. Now I just
that's
fold my
a
cards.
good trade off.
I think you should go with Balatro over fentanyl.
I don't know.
Not a doctor.
Maybe do a little combo and see how that goes.
Little combo. Oh, damn.
I tried fentanyl and didn't have green card. I went back to Balatro.
Sir, would you like to fold your deck or fold in half?
I'll take both, please. Thank you.
Speaking of full, or fuck, Beth, what's your next one? Never mind. Beth, did you have a game, or do you want me to buy you some time?
No, I do. I just wanted to know the appropriate amount of time to talk.
Go for it. The floor's yours.
I say play Diceomancer. It's kind of been my recommendation of late.
Diceomancer. I know Aaron loves dice.
It is a deck builder game.
You don't fucking
Aaron can only get so erect.
Okay. So it is a
and it's hand-drawn. Oh my god.
Hand-drawn deck builder. And there's the kind of gimmick, though, is that you have a dice that can, if you roll, it can change the numbers on cards and again with enemies and stuff. So you learn immediately that you're given this dice and there's like enemies will have like 2 health bars and they'll be like 40 and 20 or whatever. Well, you can get your dice and then play the dice card and then roll on the enemy's HP. So now they have 2 HP because you rolled a 2 on your dice, and you can, and it's really good. And it has a class-based thing too, so you can have different loadouts on your run.
You're about to
you're trying to sell crack to an addict right now.
I just bought this, by the way, just letting you know.
Oh my god, it's so good.
I'm playing this.
I played, so I played it for 20-ish hours or whatever, but like as in sleep awake, like I was like obsessed.
That's crazy.
And I beat it, and I was like, okay, I need to take a break before I go back in, because when you beat it the first time, more class options unlock and stuff like that. So anyways, there's a lot of options, and there's like a class, there's a skill tree, so you can get better cards and better.
You sold me already.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Aaron, have you hit the purchase button yet?
No, I'm debating on it though.
Dude. Well, I love Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire is probably one of my favorite games, and this is very Slay the Spire coded. And I was like,
the developer is called Ultra Piggy Studio Games. Sold.
It's so
there
good.
You go.
I'm not kidding. Steam. I turned on Steam because I was playing Crime Scene Cleaner. And when I finished with that, I was trying to look what other stuff was just on like sale for the autumn sale, and Steam was just like, have this precious gem. And I was like,
thank you. It has like dice rolls and oh, it's so good.
Man, you went deep into Crime Scene Cleaner with me the other night. Like, you were like, I've been playing this Crime Scene Cleaner. I was like, oh yeah, what's that like? And you just like went, and I was like a little inebriated when we were talking, and I was just like, this is
at one point you went, whoa, no way.
This is fucking blowing my mind. What do you mean? There's betrayal.
You clean. What the fuck
I was just like vibing playing UFO 50, and Beth is just like telling me this insane story, and I'm like, what the fuck movie is this? And you're like, no, it's Crime Scene Cleaner.
That's crazy, man. UFO 50 is another one I need to check out. I heard you guys talk about UFO 50.
I've never mentioned it.
Aaron, I can't. I just bought Diceomancer.
Why didn't you buy UFO 50?
Wait, you don't own UFO 50?
No, but I've heard so many people and you guys talk about UFO 50, and I it's on the list.
Please,
is right around the corner.
Please.
Gerry keeps doing this thing where he's like, hey, do you want to hang out and talk for a little bit? And I'm like, okay, we can jump on Discord. And then he's just like, I just got to show you this game. And it's like, it's always UFO 50. It's not like
because there's 50 of them. I can just be like, you like this game? If you're like, no, I'm like, cool, check this one out then.
But it's just like, Gerry, it's been all year almost.
Gerry,
no.
You won't shut the fuck up about UFO 50.
He's like, hey, Beth, what are you guys doing?
Now, Beth, let me ask you.
And it's like, I know.
How good is UFO 50, though?
All right. I like
Night
Manor a lot. I think Night Manor is worth the purchase.
Yeah, Night Manor is fucking crazy. Avianos was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
We had fun with that. That's the one with our scout, RIP.
Mooncat No.
And
Mooncat
No was funny because Mooncat was the first thing Gerry
I was in the middle of playing it, and I was like, I don't think I can turn this off.
Yeah, and then we were like, Mooncat No, constantly.
Yeah.
And bad Mooncat.
Yeah, Mooncat bad.
Yeah, this game looks insane, and I've only heard good things.
Speaking of Mooncat, I threw on Metal Slug Advance earlier today, and that's really, really good. For a fucking Metal Slug game on Game Boy Advance, it plays a lot better than I thought it would. It feels just like a fucking Neo Geo game on Game Boy Color. Like, maybe the fucking audio gets a little wonky when you start introducing like 30 explosions at one time, because the GBA is like, which the fuck one am I playing, and like, which one am I not? So it gets real garbled there, but other than that, it plays really well. There's no live system. You have like a health bar, so you can take more than one hit without dying.
Is it just a remake of the first one?
Or
is it something else entirely?
It's something else entirely, because there's different characters in there. Like, you don't play as Marco or the other ones. There's different characters, and you go from like mission to mission to mission. Like, you select them on the map, and you can collect cards and shit as you go along, pick up health pickups, and you still like free hostages and get the power-ups. Shotgun, enemy chaser, rocket launcher, shit like that. Metal Slug Advance is good.
Hell yeah.
I love Metal Slug. Metal Slug's great.
Metal Slug's
It's
awesome.
so fun.
Jerry, do you have one?
I do. And guess what? It ain't UFO 50. It's something else.
Is it
something
a game
else
from
entirely.
UFO 50?
No, it's not. I mean, that would have been easy to do that because there's 50 of them, and I've now, I think I beat like 26 of them now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's just the gift that keeps on giving. But that's not my recommendation. My recommendation is something that was recently gifted to me by none other than yours truly, Beth. 9 Souls is fucking insane.
Yep.
That game is fucking insane. I can't believe
guys,
it.
My backlog's already long enough. Stop.
Started on Game Pass.
I cannot
it is awesome.
believe how good this game is. Like, we recently had this conversation about how, like, okay, I get it. Hollow Knight, good.
Yeah.
Real fucking good. Silk Song doesn't exist as far as
Never. I
I'm
was like,
concerned.
never gonna happen.
That game does not exist. However,
Don't do
the
that
thing
while I'm
is
drinking
that I
water.
never understood was like, I get it. I like a Souls-like. I like a Metroidvania. I like 2D games. And I really like Hollow Knight. But I still don't understand the absurd amount of hype behind Silk Song and the pedestal that Hollow Knight gets put up on. And again, this is coming from somebody that absolutely loves Hollow Knight. Within 15 minutes of playing 9 Souls, I was like, this might be better than Hollow Knight. And I played it for about an hour and a half, and I was like, I think this is better than Hollow Knight. Like, it's fucking crazy. And it has no right to be as disturbing as it is.
Yep.
Like, within 15 minutes, I was like, what the fuck was that? Like, Beth, did you see what they did? And like, it changes and kind of flips it on its head. And you're like, oh, I thought this was going to be like some like traditional, like Chinese kind of like mythology thing. And it is not that at all. And the combat and everything is so good that it's almost like unbelievable that this is the same team that made, even though they're good games, Detention or Detention and Devotion. So it's by Red Candle, who did both of those.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it's fantastic. I have been playing quite a bit. It's the only thing besides Silent Hill that has been able to pull me away from UFO 50 and Metaphor.
Wow.
But that was,
Hell yeah.
I mean, that was...
Well, I just downloaded 9 Souls on Game Pass, so I got 2 games I have to
Yeah.
play
There it
through
is.
now. So thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
Yep. There's my recommendation. Aaron, get us the fuck out of here. It's been a long time.
Yes, let's go.
Yeah, you've been here for so long, Jerry. I'm sorry to take up your whole night.
So much insightful comments about Pokemon.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Emerald
so many
specifically.
anecdotes.
I showed up and delivered.
And we appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, everybody, thanks so much for listening. This is the end of the show. Go check out our Patreon, $4 a month, early access, all that extra cool shit. Go check out superpodnetwork.com. You listen to Super Ghost Radio there, please. Also go check out Play Along Podcast. Please go listen to Select and Start. And leave a rating, touch review. Everybody say bye.
Bye.
Bye. Peace out, everybody.
Okay, bye.